The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited. Shalom, shalom. Let's go. All praises be to the Almighty. Let's go. Let's do it.
The East is where we're from. 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC,
Shalom, shalom.
the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With a great escape we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the waters still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. So we be Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Cat, the North American Indians, Simeon,
Come on in.
Dominicans. The highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us.
At gunpoint.
That's right, brothers and sisters. I'm Elder Gocc, the Gathering of Christ Church, here with our weekly podcast broadcast in the midst of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's right. Boy, oh boy, what a Passover. Oh my goodness. All praises be to the Almighty. What a Passover in the midst of this chaotic, evil, satanic world. Israel is rising from the ashes. Huh? What a Passover. Oh, let me bring it down. Oh, come on. There you go. What a Passover. Hit the like button. We're going to talk. There's a recap for today. Shalom. Happy Feast of Unleavened Bread. We are in the week of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which means no leaven until Saturday sundown. No leaven until Saturday sundown. So when it went down Friday, we did no unleavened bread, and it ends Saturday night. What a blessing. What a blessing was that Passover. I'm going to tell you, even the people in the service capacity of the Passover who was there, to help, and they did a great job in accommodating us. Of course, a few things fell short, and they're going to make sure they straighten those things out, right? But outside of that, it was a blessing. And many of those who was in the service capacity are even seeking to join the gathering of Christ Church. All praises be to the Most High. One brother there, he was responsible for the organization of it all, with the convention center. He looked at our people for about a few days from how we took that building. And don't forget, everything was done by the Gathering of Christ Church, whether it be decorations, tables, the lapels for security, everything outside of the food, right? It was the members of the Gathering of Christ Church who converged on North Carolina. And the brother said he never seen anything like it. And simply in this earth, since I've been here, as far as the gathering is concerned, I have never seen anything like it. Peaceful, loving, beautiful children of God, Israelites, as Gentiles alike. And the Spirit of the Almighty was there. I'll tell you. And we're going to talk about that today, all right? Also, I think someone mentioned that they're going to come on about and want to talk about why the Gathering of Christ Church have our Passover before everyone else. And I'm not going to debate it. I'm just going to edify. Okay? So if you want to come on a little later, brother, I said you can call the phone number. We can bring you in. And that's no problem. What I'll do is edify. There's no need to debate any of this anymore. It's easy to understand as far as why we celebrate Passover well before Jewish people, Israelites, and others. Okay? And it's easy to explain. All right? And man, what a great, blessed weekend. And on top of that, of course, I have to give out a few condolences because the Most High took a few people within the body this last week. And we're going to support and help the families who are going through the loss. Brother James, who was there during the audio and video production, you might have seen him operating from the Dallas, Texas body. And his brother John, who was also baptized the same day he was, passed that Thursday. So when James came in, his brother passed over, and he have my deepest sympathies, and we're going to do everything we can to give that brother a blessed homecoming. Okay. On the top of that, the brother name was John Crawford, and our condolences go to his wife, out to his wife and the Crawford family, and the church will do everything we can to make sure he have a blessed homecoming. And guess what? He's baptized in this church. We'll see him again. Okay. Also, there was another brother who was suffering from some ailments by the name of Shedrick Calloway. Him and Cola works in the administration with the Dallas body. Okay. And he was holding on. He'd been prayed over by the bishop, and he had degenerative heart trouble. Okay. Shedrick and Cola Calloway. Okay. And the brother had degenerative heart trouble, and he wanted to get to the Passover. He told his wife he's going to hold on, make it to the Passover. Hold on. And the Calloway family, they came through the Passover, and he was there for both days, Friday and Saturday night. And after he came to the Passover, the Most High took him in his sleep. The Most High took him. The wife looked over. He just wanted to make sure he made it to the Passover. Some thought he wouldn't make it. he went to the Passover, and right after he went to the Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, both ceremonies, he fell asleep, and the Most High sent the angels. And there's a 7-day period in which you go from this side into paradise. We will see the brother in paradise. And also, we want to give our deepest condolences to Carlos Torres Sr. He also passed during this week, 2 days ago. And over in England, Bishop Dawada in England, his sister passed over. And we give our deepest condolences to all the families. And hey, we know a lot of chaos is coming to the world. The war will soon ensue. Hey, they may even start a war in order to keep power coming up with this election, which could probably lead to a civil war. But whatever's going on, the Most High is doing his will within all of it. Okay, the Most High. Excuse me, Dawada Gabar from South Carolina. Dawada Gabar from North Carolina passed. Dawada's sister from from South Carolina passed. Bishop Dawada Gabar, and she have our deepest sympathies. So do you, Dawada Gabar. And also Gocc's father, he passed, and the Most High is taking so many right now before the war. Feast of Unleavened Bread, souls are going over, and he's taking them. And we are to endure until what? Until Christ bring the saints back. Bring the saints back. Okay? 1 second. So all my condolences go out to my brothers and sisters in the faith. And if you're baptized in Christ, have received the Holy Spirit, that garment, that's right, you will rise and be a part of Christ's body within the kingdom. Okay? Now, and if anyone would like to come in and talk, I wanted to give my condolences to the families first. And if you were viewing the Passover, or if you attended the Passover, here's your opportunity to talk about it. A Passover recap, okay? What a blessing. Some people out there might ask, well, what is the Passover? Well, when you go into the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, it gives us the commandments to keep these holy days, these feasts, throughout all generations. It was given to Moses and the Israelites coming out of Egypt, right? Celebrating when the Most High did what? He passed over those who had the blood of protection on the doorpost during Moses' time. Whoever believed Moses was sent, put the blood on the doorpost, and guess what? The death angel passed over. Well, that death angel ended up destroying the majority of Egypt. Okay, all of the people, the pagans, who disobeyed the God of Israel and didn't take heed to Moses, lost their firstborn, including Pharaoh. So, and that's when Pharaoh says, go, get out, leave. And the Most High showed his marvelous works. We went out, forgot the yeast, okay? He says, leave with haste before Pharaoh changes his mind, right? So we leave, go into the wilderness, Mount Sinai, and receive the law. And the Most High said, the 14th day of what? The first month is a memorial throughout all generations. The Passover. It shall be a feast throughout all generations. That's the Passover. Okay? It was the high holy day established with our forefathers. That's right, in ancient times. You may see the Jewish people under Judaism following Passover, but they're not actually following the Passover according to what was established in the Bible. It's only Passover in name, okay? The day they're celebrating isn't correct, and in the spirit of how they're celebrating isn't correct. Because there was a prophet, a greater prophet than Moses, Christ. And Christ had to fulfill that Passover lamb, that's right, of the Old Testament, with his own sacrifice. The sacrifice of himself fulfills what? The sacrificial part of the ceremony. The disciples, that's right, all those after Christ who was established, Peter, Paul, the disciples, they all kept the Sabbath Passover after Christ's death. Okay? They kept that as a Sabbath after Christ's death. It was still established. So this stuff Christians are talking about, claiming that once Christ came and rose, it switched and changed, is a bold-faced lie. So the Jewish people aren't following the Passover. Why? How do we know this? Because if you don't receive Christ as the sacrifice, then where is your sacrifice now that the sacrifice is done away with? So if you renounce or denounce Christ, there's no way you can keep the feast of the Most High in good faith. All in all, they're really following something Babylonian, covering it with Passover. And this is why their Passover and Easter for the Catholics always fall around the same time, because they're following the goddess Astar and Tammuz, the virgin child of Babylon, and Semiramis, the mother, Astar or Easter. The Christians, that's right, we're talking about the Vatican. The Vatican and the Jewish people are really following the same high holy days around the same time, the same pagan deities of Babylon. And through the Spirit of the Almighty, He have finally given us the time. And we're going to talk about that for whoever would like to come in. Okay? So if the Passover is 14 days from the what? From the last month, that means it's 2 Sabbaths from the end of winter. Okay? It's the second Sabbath once winter ends. 14 days. Right? So some people might ask, well, hold up. It's still not fully warm yet. Well, it shouldn't be fully warm if you're only 2 weeks from winter. And you're viewing that from the west. I lived in the east when the Most High gave us this understanding. Out of Enoch, out of Jubilees, out of the Torah. Okay? And when you get this information and you follow it from the east, you can see it all. You can see the barley and all these others that people are talking about, because what? You're talking about almost tropical areas. So you have people trying to figure this out from the west, claiming it's too cold, not realizing we received what? The commandments that's right, from the Almighty at Mount Sinai from the east. From the east. But we're open to hear what others have to say. And it's only through pride and ignorance many people are ignoring this. Do you think all the other groups and all of them haven't heard what we've been teaching for years? The Most High gave us his understanding since 2013. You think they haven't heard it? So the whole thing, if they inquired even privately, I would show them that their Passover is not the Passover being celebrated in heaven. Right? So we're going to break it down. If the Passover is in the 14th day of the what? The first month, that means it's the second week from the end of winter. It's quite that simple. Winter is the 12th month. So let's jump in. Elder Lawyer, how you doing, my brother? Let's bring Elder Lawyer in. Elder Lawyer, where is he? Oh, let me bring him. Oh, I see him. Hold on. Skype, where is it? Hold on, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Elder Lawyer.
Shalom, sir.
Shalom, Elder Lawyer. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm blessed by the best, and his name is Ahia. If you can quantify a few things, just give me your humble opinion on this Passover. Right? We've been through many. Starting at 15th and Styles years ago, where there was only about 15 people probably.
Very small.
Yeah. So what is your perspective, Elder Lawyer, after coming through this Passover? The overall perspective.
If I can sum it up in just a few words, I would say probably and I know we say this every year, and I think that's because it gets better every year. But for me personally, I feel like this was the best Passover that we've had thus far.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so on many levels. But just to sum it up, I think the experience was just beautiful from beginning to end. Definitely the best Passover yet.
And the spirit of the people, you had to be there to understand it.
Right.
You can tell, Elder Lawyer, that there wasn't any dissension or negative spirits, right? You can tell that, that the people at the Passover embodied the spirit of Christ. And I mean, that spirit, it was contagious, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that everything didn't go perfect, but you would know it because people were more so in the appreciation phase of what that weekend was really about. You can tell. Right?
It was very difficult to be angry, upset, or frustrated, even if you had a reason to be.
Yeah.
Again, we understand that, many things happen, but it was very difficult, even if you had a reason to be, to stay in that spirit based on what you're saying, basically the spirit of what was going on those 2 days. So even if you had something going on, things didn't go as you planned, or whatever the case may be, that was shored up very quickly based on the spirit of the other brothers and sisters that were there. Yeah. You understand that, many things happen, but it was very difficult, even if you had a reason to be.
Yeah, Shawan, if you could put it on mute for me real quick. Yeah, Shawan just came in. Go ahead, Elder Lawyer. I'm sorry.
No, sir. I was just saying that, yeah, even if you had a reason to be upset, a genuine reason, that was cleared up very quickly, very easily by the spirit of everything that was going on. So you couldn't be mad even if you wanted to.
Yeah. The spirit of patience. I mean, the music was absolutely wonderful. The band. I mean, you're talking about the video audio crew. Let me tell you, one of the guys who was the main man and the main guy, the point person in the booking from their side. Yeah, right? He was phased. He was just blending in the background, watching everything. And he called us yesterday and he said, listen, he have never seen anything like this in his life. He'd been through churches. He says He have never seen anything like this. He's speaking of the organization of the people.
Right.
How everyone was so respectful, how the security was set up, how there was no friction, not one dispute. He's seen that the audio crew, video crew, everybody was a part of the church working in union. He was just sitting in the back, and he said it was tripping him out that our people could show forth a kingdom body that he thought was impossible in this earth. And he said, you know what? He want to keep it on the low a little bit. I hope others are, but he said that he want to join the North Carolina church.
Praise the Father.
And he was a point guy, setting things up for their side and all that, right? He says, listen, I need to join this church. Now, if that's not a testimony in of itself, right? All praises be to the Most High. The music, the band, I mean, Torrance put that band together as a music director. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I mean, the whole Egyptian crew from the beginning, years ago, 14, 15 years ago, who traveled out for the first time was sitting at the same table.
Right.
Singing Zion. The first time that all of the original people who was a part of that production came together to do the song. Hey, the Most High, something is deep going on in the earth right now. He's preparing us for something. But I know this. Whatever's coming down the pipeline, I don't mind going through it with people like this. With people that are part of the body, lawyer. Loving, caring saints of the Almighty. And all praises. We have Deacon Shawan. And Deacon Shawan, I mean, hold on, other lawyer. You did a fantastic job, my brother. If you can take off the mute, in organizing. Deacon Shawan is actually the operations manager for the whole church. There's no way any of this would be possible without this particular brother here. But you said you wanted to say a few things, Deacon Shawan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalom, shalom, elders.
Shalom.
Shalom, family. First and foremost, all praises to the Most High. And double honors to you, elder, the rest of the elders, Elder Lawyer, all of the elders. Double honors. It's just a blessing, and I'm very grateful, very humble. It's an extreme blessing. What a Passover, such a great experience. And man, it was good. It was good. All praises to see everybody in good spirits. I did want to come on because I wanted to say some thank yous really quick to every usher that participated, every usher that came along and sacrificed their time and helped out in the movement of the entire Passover, as well as all of the security. All of the volunteers that we had that stepped up. Really, really appreciate you guys. None of that could have been possible without you guys. There's a couple of people, Deacon Yeshua Gabar, also Officer Craig out of Philly, Officer June out of Philly, Officer Elijah out of the ATL. Then on the usher side of things, we had Officer Micah Allah, Officer Leonard, Brother Tazabah. We had Officer Shadak in Cleveland, and Officer Goodall in North Carolina. Those brothers were really crucial in this movement, and they played the point positions on all of these things. And I just wanted to say, I love you, brothers, and I really appreciate it. And like I said, all of the rest of the volunteers that really stepped up. And also my wife. I can't forget my wife. My wife has been really, really big time help and, holding me down in the background. She was the one that made those nice sashes that you saw on the ushers. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm very, very grateful to be in a position where I can serve my people, and that's behind great leadership, Elder, with yourself, Elder Lawyer, all of the elders, Elder Ramar, all of the elders that set great examples, not only for myself, but for all of the members throughout the four corners. You know, without you guys, none of this would be possible. And, you know, I'm grateful for the experience and now the opportunity to see some of the stuff behind the scenes and really can confirm and realize now how much you guys really care for your people. And I see that firsthand, and the efforts and the sacrifices that you guys make on a daily basis for the entire body. And it's a lot of work that goes into it. And I just wanted to say, I appreciate you guys. I love everybody in the body. And again, I'm just grateful and honored to serve.
Yeah, because I'm glad, you know, all praises be to the Most High. You know, we're your servants. But,
Yes, sir.
but it's good that you were able, because Deacon Shawan was an integral part of the mechanisms over there in New York for a while. And I seen how organized he was, and I said, you know what? We need an operation. I need an assistant. I need an operational person who I can depend on. Yeah, right. Who's on point, humble, right? Can actually interact with people without abrasion. And man, brother, I'm so glad we brought you here into the PA area. And another thing is, I'm glad you're seeing firsthand what it takes to get things done. Right? It's one thing looking from the outside in and coming up with your own assessments on what you think might be happening. But it's but once you're in it, you realize, you know how intricate and tasking working with God's people throughout the four corners of the earth, how it can be, but still keeping things afloat with the people while growing. And it takes a serious foundation, organization for something to happen like this through the Spirit of the Almighty, brother. And I want to say thank you. Hey, but we're not finished.
All praises. I appreciate that, Elder. I appreciate all of you guys. And like I said, just honored to serve.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, thank you, brother. I'm going on with the broadcast. You can let yourself out, but if you want to pop back in, because the Zoom is going to be there, and you can just let yourself in at any time, okay?
Khan. Yes, sir. Shalom.
Elder Lawyer, we have a slideshow. Before I go into the slideshow and field questions and all that, right? Let me put this out of the way. Hold on one second. All right, let me pull up the slideshow first. Right, here's the slideshow 2024. Right, thank you, AC, for sending me these. And let's take our people on the journey. Right, and the photographer from North Carolina. Oh my goodness, is he on point? That brother is super cold with it. Super cold with, man. This guy has an eagle eye. Hold on.
Is it North Carolina or Texas?
He's from Texas, right? I'm sure he's from.
I believe he's under Azan in Texas, if I'm not
Azan,
mistaken.
yeah. Hold on, I'm going to make sure I do an honorable mention for him. But let me pull up a slideshow real quick. Man, over 3,500 people just on, and this is really the what? The Mideast, some of the Midwest, the North, Converge, Florida and all that. The South, we all converge 3,500, not including those who came through. We had a Passover on the West Coast in Las Vegas, where the West Coast converged there. Toronto, the UK. A matter of fact, Gocc, whoever, if y'all want to come on and tell us how it went over there, we're doing a Passover recap. Let's talk about it. All right. And for those who would like if you have any questions about the Passover on the day we do it or whatever the case is, we'll be more than happy to edify this evening. That's what it's about. Because it would be a blessing if all the Hebrews, all the Israelites all came together, right? At least on the same day for Passover. Because it's not about any of us. It's about Christ. Because we know when the Most High does Sabbaths in heaven, right? Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So we're all together on that. But then when it comes to the high holy days, Passover and all that, well, the heavens have a ceremony too by our high priest Christ. And we must make sure it shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. While they are functioning on those holy days, we're supposed to be as a sign to him in the earth as his people, dealing with those days at the very same time the Most High in Christ is performing the ceremony in heaven. Okay? So hopefully we'll all come on this accord. And even when it comes to other groups or whatever, if they want to talk with me or whatever, I'll privately, we don't have to tell anyone. I'll privately go through everything with them. Okay? You cannot follow the Passover and holy days according to how the Jewish people set it up, with the moon only. It's wrong. Let's go through this slideshow real quick. Let's see what we have here. Hit play. Let's go. Look at that there. You put a little music behind it, huh? Just a little ambiance, a little atmosphere behind it. Right, let's go. Look at this. That was the vending day before Passover. Look at this.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel.
Look at this.
721 BC. The Assyrian king
Look at our children.
took us down, we fell. With the great escape.
Hold up. Let me pause this.
The Euphrates.
Hold up. Let me go back.
The Lord held the waters still.
Let me go back.
To a land where no mankind dwelt.
Elder Lawyer.
The 12 tribes.
Out of nowhere,
Yes, sir.
I said, let me do a little background atmosphere, right? I put on the 12 tribes song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's a woman here who made a shawl for us, right? For me, right? And it has fringes on the bottom, right?
Right.
She crocheted this with her own hands. Now, check out how deep this is, Elder. She called this shawl with fringes Jacob's ladder. And it's 144 steps from one end of the shawl or the scarf to the next. It's 144.
Wow.
So she called the shawl Jacob's ladder, right? And when you go up, on one side, it's lighter yellows for the 10 tribes. And on this side, it's for the southern kingdom. But when you go all the way through, the ladder goes all the way up to 144,000. And she crocheted this with her own hands. Praise.
It's a labor of love.
That's a labor of love. Sister, we really appreciate your gifts. A lot of patience and time went into that, sister. We really appreciate it. But let's go on. More on the slideshow here.
Tribes of Israel. So we be Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim, from Puerto Rico, Nepal,
Look at our brothers. Look at this. They had vending, singing.
Together our wives and children that sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled.
Look at this. That's Sister Emily. All the tribes and the Gentiles in Christ. Elder Lawyer, these garments were absolutely royal out there.
Yes, they were.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. He says, I'm going to do the work, that young boy, that young man.
Mm.
Look at this. Shapat, Azan, Ramar, Ariah, Bishop Ariah. Look at this. Israelites and Gentiles alike. Come on. Great singers. The Lord is calling back Israel. Look at this. Brother blowing the ram's horn. Look at all look at the Most High's people. Look at this. We're going to need some more space for next year if we're still here. Our sisters were looking like princesses, queens out there. Lord. Look at this. Daughters of Zion. There you go. He put it together. Terrence did a great job, and Maestro. All of the musicians were great. They were fantastic.
Right.
Look at this. And we've been through so much, man, you know. Look at Bishop Al, Elder Al, excuse me. You know, the Philadelphia congregation, they've been through so much.
Right.
And they persevered, though. Look at this. Brothers and sisters, is this amazing or what? Hit the like button. Come on. No grudge, yeah. Look at the mighty men. Boy, they were showing out. Look at that young boy, that young man. Elder, let me go back one. My man right here, Elder Lawyer, right?
I'm catching up, so it may be a minute before I see.
Yeah. My man right here, he came up to me and he says, listen, I'm South Korea. He's from Toronto.
Yeah.
Right? He says, I'm from South Korea. Baptized in the church. I'm like, listen, you are a brother. You know what? We've been spread throughout the four corners of the earth. You are a brother. Come on in. Because when Christ come through, he's going to separate. And a lot of people are going to be surprised what nation lane they're really in. And that's why it tells us in the New Testament and the epistles, you ain't supposed to strive in genealogies. We're not checking people's nation card. So he says, yeah, I'm South Korea, but this is the truth. I'm like, brother, you my brother. Let's do this work. There was representations from all nations who were baptized in this church. All praises. Oh, they was hurting it. Man, they be coming up with some serious garments, I'll tell you that. I apologize. Ooh. Look at this. They go that play. Those brothers can act.
Yeah, brother Charles from the Philadelphia body did a wonderful job. I believe he was playing Paul.
He was playing Paul. Oh, he tore it up, didn't he?
Hell of a job. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Other brothers and sisters as well did a wonderful job.
Look at this. This is family. This is how the Most High, this is what he intended for our people. I tell you, we rose from the ashes. Am I wrong? I got Azel right there. Look at the hat. Oh my goodness. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up now. I didn't know he caught this one. They got the hat suspended in air. Oh my goodness. Hey folks, I'm seeing these for the first time. I'm seeing these for the first time. That takes me back to my stepping days right there, y'all. I'll tell you. Let's go. Whoa! Look at the people. Let's go. You talking about some righteous fun. Come on. Oh, Quadam. Look at that. Praise the Most High. Hey, yeah. You're my brother. No matter what life throws at us. They go lawyer. We still love. Life is too short. You were my blood, yeah. There it is. There. Thank you, AC, for sending me this slideshow. Okay, we'll frame some of these. We will frame some, or a lot of them we'll frame. I'm going to put it all up around here, brothers and sisters. So I'd like to thank the family, the whole Gathered of Christ Church family. I'd like to thank all the brothers and sisters who took out the time to bring your families down to share in one of the best high holy days I've ever participated with. All praise. I thank the Most High for you all, and I thank you for coming down. And I also thank the brothers and sisters who viewed online, who was a part of this. Like I said, the church was going to do everything we could to make this an engaging experience for those who couldn't be there. And engaging, we made sure the cameras, angles, everything, so that we wanted you to have a front row seat from home. Okay, so, right? So, hey, the Most High, this is what happens when God's people come together, I'll tell you, in his name. What an anointing. What a blessing. Now, some people were disappointed, Elder Lawyer, they were disappointed with the fact that we had to take the 10-hour video down from the broadcast for Saturday. They were disappointed. You know, some people worked all day and the broadcast got them through both days, right?
Right.
But what they don't understand, YouTube have all these rules, right? YouTube have all these rules, and that a lot of some of the gospel songs. Now, many brothers and sisters did originals, but many of the songs that were performed by the choir were copyrighted or music that's out there.
Right.
Right. The gospel genre. And if you do something from one of those artists, right, what happens is that the royalty, I think it's BMI, they cuts in, and what happens is there's a copyright strike, and through that they'll mute the song. So it's like the choir is standing there, you're viewing it, but yet they'll mute the song where it'll just mess up the viewing, right? So they're doing this. They're trying to put a lock on something, but I don't understand how they can do this. And I didn't feel like challenging every copyright. So many people did different songs. Even I did Am I Wrong? But they didn't copyright that because I broke it up and made it a different song. But if I kept the progressions and everything the same without breaking it up, dancing a little bit, putting a hat in it, then it becomes original content if you change the song. So this is why some songs were able to stay through the edit, and most we had to cut out because the choirs did the songs almost exactly how they were recorded by artists. Outside of changing the Most High in Christ's name, it's the same song. Instead of God, they would say Ahia. Instead of Jesus, they would say Yeshaya. But outside of that, the songs were almost identical in progression compared to the other songs that were out there that they were actually singing. So I didn't feel like having to refute every copyright strike. And guess what, folks? Other people does this, they do this, and guess what? They get no pushback at all. Unless you're playing the song as it was originally recorded, that's a copyright strike. I see other people singing songs and they leave their channels alone. But folks, they won't let A Gathering 144 channel get away with anything. Okay? So I didn't feel like challenging all these copyrights and all that. So what are we going to do? Well, I told AC, place the link to the uncut Passover where they can find it someplace else, uncut, uncensored. And make sure any videos we put out there for the Passover, the link's there. But I said, but we need to take out the dead air, the intermissions, and all these other parts while we were eating and all these other things. Just have the ceremony, all the important parts, and edit it all in one. And then brothers and sisters will have access to everything, right? The music, the entertainment, the praise, the prayer. So we're editing that. We'll give you a link and you can actually go to the original one but have to be outside of YouTube because, you know, we did about 20, 30 songs out there, and I don't feel like challenging all these songs. All right? Yeah, that DJ killed it too. That DJ killed it. And another thing is we're going to springboard from this, Elder Lawyer, of the first week in June. The first weekend in June, we're going to have our first Gathering of Christ Church Truth Concert. And that's going to be in Augusta, Georgia. And we're going to have a symposium, a health symposium that Friday. We're going to have many health people, herbologists and all that come out and have a symposium where they'll give us some tips and all that on how to stay safe, so to avoid some of these hospitals and all that by getting ourselves back healthy. It's going to be a health conscious thing Friday. We'll pray Friday sundown, and then Saturday sundown will be the concert. And you'll be hearing, brothers and sisters, I think we can only do about, 2,000 to 2,500 on that. Probably 2,500 max is the capacity there. So you'll be hearing about that. We're going to put tickets out there. Or if you want to converge on that, you don't have to be a church member to be a part of it. And in the midst of the concerts, we're going to have all the best acts throughout the United States. Elder Lawyer, what is that, brother? Ahia, I worship you. I worship you.
What's the brother's name?
Even in the midst of the storm. When I don't see no way out. What's his name? Y'all know.
Somebody will put it in the chat. It's at the tip of my tongue. Somebody will put it in the chat.
Put his name in the chat. The brother from Jamaica. Ahia, I worship you. Ahia, I worship you. I worship you. What's it? Come on, put his name out there.
Ra'ash Yasha Allah.
Ra'ash Yasha Allah. That's him. We're seeking to, Ra'ash Yasha Allah. We're seeking to fly him in for the concert this June. Of course, we're going to have our man, Steve Diamond, come through. And, you know, we're going to have Rapaya Allah, myself, many singers who's going to come out and just praise and worship the Most High. And in the midst of all the music, we're going to drop real time prophetically what's going on in the earth. Because why? Not just church members will be there. So we're going to take 30 minutes of what? Prophecy dropping. So we're going to have the concert in between 30 minutes of prophecy dropping and how to get ourselves on one accord before this election. Before this election. Because I believe what they're doing, letting all these people in and all this, folks, I'm going to tell you, all these people aren't migrants, okay? And Elder Lawyer, real quick, I'm going to talk about that this coming Saturday. France just sent 2,000 troops, NATO troops, to the borders within Ukraine. And I believe what they're trying to do is provoke a war, knowing that Biden could never win another election. But if they provoke a war, that will break out into a civil war. So by causing this thing over, and Russia is saying, listen, you all are threatening World War III. You're threatening World War III by pushing, and it's Europe pushing this, folks. Europe is pulling all the strings for America. And there's France sending 2,000 troops to the Ukraine, right? A NATO war against Russia because Russia is still doing business with sanctioned countries like Iran, like different parts of Africa, believe it or not. So I'm going to tell you this. It's going to get interesting. So I'm going to be talking about that and more. I believe that they're going to provoke a war. They're not going to be able to finesse an election with mail-in ballots and all this other stuff, right? Because now the people can see what's going on with this so-called Democrat Party. That's Satan's party. Any party that would celebrate getting rid of deleting children as a right, transgenderism and all these other things, intersexuality. And folks, I'm going to tell you, Elder Lawyer, You notice Barack Obama didn't release any of this stuff until his second term. You notice that?
Right. Right.
There was no gay marriage. He waited until the second term because they played this thing slick the way they used this guy. They gave people just enough hope with the first term, and then he said, "Listen, I need another term to finish what I started." And our people were saying, "Whoa, finally, he's definitely going to do something for us," right? You had the Senate, you had the House, you had Congress. All three were Democrat ran. We had the Senate, we had the presidency, and we had Congress. I'm talking about the Democrats. So there was no excuse. Anything that they wanted to do for us, they could have done right there in Barack Obama's last term. And what did they do? What did they do? Gay marriage. We started hearing about all this other stuff. Transgenderism, flags, rainbow flags all over the place. And now the people, our people, realize we were bamboozled by a foreigner. A foreign entity came in, cloaked, cloaked under civil rights. And guess what? What we're seeing now was their plan the whole time. So you know what? They know that they can't win another election. People can see them now. But how would they stay in office now that there's no sickness out there with mail-in ballots and all this other stuff and riots and all that to actually distract people while things are getting finessed? Well, I believe that they may cause a war to throw off the elections. And if that happens, I'm going to tell you, America will, I'll tell you, America will spiral into civil war. Watch what I tell you. So, Passover week, right? Let me pull up 515-6059-327. So we're going to be talking about that this June. And we'll be taking that particular thing on the road. Sister Shirley is working on a play for the first week in June also. Elder Lawyer.
No doubt.
And the play is going to be concentrated on, and if you want to call in Shirley and tell everyone about it, I had no influence over it at all. How the world powers targeted our sisters. And it's going to show in the play who we were before they began to do what? Program our sisters who were impressionable. And the outcomes, it's going to show the righteous outcomes, and it's going to show the righteous outcomes for those who chose Christ, even when there were choices to choose the world. And also those who were duped with what the world was selling. Right? She says she's putting this production together, and it's going to be aimed towards our sisters, because this is what they do. See, if you're trying to destroy a nation, you only have to tilt one side. You only have to tilt one side. See, when it came to listen, we went through it, Elder Lawyer. We went through it during the era of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, when it was gang war, crack. And our people started selling drugs on the corners to our own people. Went off as men who were entrusted to protect the community. Right? And then guess what? Once we started realizing what was going on, then less of that. And then they started pressing on the women when it comes to freedom, free love, sexuality, and all these other things. They say, let's press on the women now. Femininity and all of this, knowing that it affects the poor. Anything negative affects the poor more so than any other people. How are you determining the start of the year. Jerry Franklin, I'm going to do you a favor real quick, Jerry Franklin, because I seen you, Jerry Franklin. I seen you commenting on other Passover videos our brothers and sisters were uploading. So I'm going to edify for you, but you're going to have to ask me a few questions. You have to ask me, you're going to answer a few questions before I let you flow, okay? Mr. Jerry Franklin, do us a favor. That's a Zoom link right there. I'll edify for you. And keep in mind, I don't argue. Okay? And before I break down the new year and Passover, you have to answer a few questions for me. So, no one else. I'm going to put it in. Mr. Jeremy Franklin, Zoom is up. Elder Lloyd, you got your Bible out?
Yes, sir.
Grab your sword. Okay, I got my Bible ready. Because Mr. Jeremy Franklin sought to come into some of our uploads and said that we shouldn't be celebrating Passover right now. All right? So, here it is. Mr. Jeremy Franklin, how are you? Right? How are you?
Great. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Okay. Now, real quick, bless you, brother. Let me pour you in. Okay. All right. Let's talk before I pour you in.
Okay.
All right. How old are you, Mr. Franklin?
63. How old are you?
Brother, the next time, sir, you ask me a question after I ask you a question, that will end this dialogue. So listen, I'm going to say it once, but then if we go again, sir, I bid you a good night. So you understand how this is going to go?
Yeah, we can flow like that. That'll be fine.
Okay.
So like I just stated, I'm 63.
Thank you. 63. All right. Thank you. 1 second. And understand, I don't know you. That's number one. Number two, I never seen you. I don't go to your videos. And I've never interacted with you. You are here where we are. Okay? So, since you're here, we dictate how it goes. Okay? So I'm going to ask you a few questions, sir. All right? Who did you learn under? What church or Israelite group?
I've listened to several groups. I've listened to, whether you want to call them camps like IUIC. I've listened to, if you want to call them congregational, Israel of Jesus out of Chicago, and I've done studying on my own.
Okay. So you listened to many different groups, camps, including our church, and you studied on your own. So you're not affiliated with any congregation, correct?
No.
Okay. All right. Next. When did you receive the understanding of the time according to the book of Enoch? What year was that?
As a matter of fact, I was looking at Enoch probably a couple of years ago.
Okay, let me phrase the question because I'm very exact with how I ask questions, so that you can
Okay, and
you
I'm gonna
can.
be exact with my.
Okay,
Can I
listen.
give you?
Okay, sir, listen because we're not going to talk around because what I'm saying is direct, and it only takes a direct answer. When is a time? Okay, what year did you come to the understanding?
2023.
20.
2023.
Thank you, 2023. All right. Now, let me make it clear, sir. The Most High gave us this understanding when I was overseas near the Sinai area 10 years ago, 2013. Okay? I'm just giving you that for edification. So 10 years before you can question whether or not, right, the new year is correct or the Passover was correct, we were already doing it. That's all right. Now, next thing I have to ask you, right? What is the Sabbath, or what day is the Sabbath according to your calculation of looking at Enoch?
It starts actually it starts where the
I'm going to ask you
have
again.
the first of the month.
Sir, I'm going to listen. You're not listening good. I'm going to do it again. There's 7 days out of a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What day is the Sabbath?
It's the seventh day.
Okay, so what day is that? Give it to me. We say it's Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Is that yours?
It is right now, yes.
So you mean it changes?
It changes according to when the start of the month is.
Okay, so again, is there any?
It's still gonna
Okay,
be
okay,
the seventh day.
okay. No, I'm very good at asking questions. Listen to what I'm saying. So, is there a time where Sabbath isn't Friday sundown to Saturday sundown?
Like I just stated, it depends on the start of the month. It's still yet going to be the seventh day.
Sir, I'm going to say it one more time and then I'm going to bid you a good night. Okay? Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Sabbath forever. That doesn't change. So what I'm asking you is there a time where when you're following things that the Sabbath isn't Friday sundown to Saturday sundown?
The process doesn't change, not the day. It's still you're going to be the seventh day of the month.
Okay.
Seventh day of the
All
week.
right. So, sir, we're about to bid you a good night in a couple of minutes. Let me ask you this. When you celebrate the Passover, right? Who's going to be there with you? Who's going to be there with you doing it?
My family.
Okay, so what about the holy convocation that was established with the church according to what was given to Peter, where it says keep the Passover, and Paul? They were keeping it as a congregation.
Okay, when I was with the congregation, I kept it with the congregation. If I'm not with the congregation, I'm keeping it with my family.
Okay, so this is what we do. The Bible tell you about what? The Bible tell you about forsaking the assembling. Okay, so when you can get it right on where you need to be instead of bouncing all around the place, because you're not in a position, sir, to tell us anything concerning the high holy days. You're out of.
Well, you're asking questions.
Okay. Okay. Listen to what.
Ask questions?
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, so why wouldn't it be okay to ask questions?
Okay. Well, let me show you why. Elder lawyer.
Because that's why I put it in. That's what it
sir,
in the video.
Sir, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you now. Now, there's a reason why I'm talking with you, and I'm not letting anyone see your face or picture. Okay? And I muted you so you don't have to speak back because no one can hear you. There's a reason why I didn't show your face. right? Number one, if Christ is in you, you don't have to be here with us trying to tell us when we should be following holy days or the new year. You should go out, sir, your lips are moving. No one can hear you. So that means you have to listen until I unmute you. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, keep on talking. Don't worry about it. No one can hear you anyway. So it's like this. You're not in any position to tell us what day the holy day fall on because you're not even following it. That's number one. Number two, you're tossed to and fro in different winds of doctrine. Leave us alone. You don't got to look at our videos. Go about your business. Listen, go about your business, sir. Let me show y'all what we be dealing with here, folks, real quick. Let me show you what we're dealing with here. This is what we're dealing with here. People who are being tossed to and fro all over the place, no foundation, but see fit to try to intervene and come at a glorious time when the Most High have risen a nation through a work. A person with no work at all, who's here to put the cherry on the top concerning what we're doing wrong when he's doing nothing. Okay? Now, you can hold tight. You can learn something real quick. Elder Lawyer, the brother said that he done bounced around to all different types of teachings and wonder why he's so confused. And I pray for the brother. Hopefully he'll find a place. And the only thing I can say is, brother, go and do the work on the holy day the Most High have established for you. And if the Most High found favor in it, he'll bless your work. You don't have to follow what we're doing. Go ahead about your business. You don't have to comment. You don't have to. And folks, I'm going to tell you. And this, I'm going to tell y'all what's going on here, folks. And this is how you can tell. The elder class has failed us. They have failed us. They've done nothing against the Vatican. They have done nothing doing civil rights. Nothing. They wait till the Bible says through the mouth of babes he will speak to his people. And he used young men to bring this truth and bring a nation together. Right? He used young men to do it. And on a glorious week like this, he can't even celebrate and thank the Most High for what most of the world thought was impossible. As an elder man, he was supposed to watch us and say, you know what, young man, job well done, because we didn't do it. We couldn't do it. How can I get behind you and help with the work? No, he want to come in 2023 with a clock that don't work. And this is why the Bible, and folks, I gave him the opportunity. Okay? But I wanted you all to see, because I'm not going to have him come on this platform to teach anything. Because this is how guys like that get listened to. He can do nothing on his own. I've met many guys like that, where they think they have the all to end all with no work. Elder Lawyer, chapter and verse. Listen, and this is why, folks, I meticulously ask certain questions. Why? Because he would have to tell us what qualifies him to say that we're not doing it on the right day. He's not a teacher. He's tossed it to and fro through all these different groups. He found out about Enoch and trying to calculate the time, 2023. And what he don't want to tell you, strategically he didn't say it. What he didn't want to tell you, brothers and sisters, is that his Sabbaths bounce around. That is not just Friday. It could be another day of the week, depending on how he calculated. Try to keep a Sabbath with this guy when he'll tell you, well, this month The Sabbath is Wednesday. Well, this month, the Sabbath is Thursday. And that's the madness that's out there. And you see, I ask questions to what qualifies him. Right? He's an older man, no foundation, no one listens to him, but yet he want to come to become the verifier. Why? I'm going to show you why, folks. I'm going to show you why. Look at this. This is why. I'm going to show you. Let's start from the beginning here. I'm going to show you all why, folks. This is why, folks. Right here. Instead of appreciating the work of the Most High through Christ and the Passover that have pulled so many people together who had no knowledge of themselves to praise the Most High on a high, holy day. Instead of appreciating this as an elder man and say, sir, I may not know whether or not everything y'all teach is correct, but Christ must be in this work based on the observations I've had with how the Most High have moved this work from nothing, from zero, to the point where Israelites and Gentiles have found the truth throughout the four corners of the earth. I asked that young man right there, what are you going to do when you grow up? He says the work. Instead of celebrating the Most High bringing his people together, look at what our elders do. And this is why the Most High have moved them out of the way. Through the mouth of babes, I'll speak to these people, and I brought them in intentionally. See this? You know what, brothers and sisters? Men like that seethe when they see God's people come together like this. It hurts him to see God's people gathering in unity and in the faith. All of this great work the Most High have done throughout the four corners of the earth. And the only thing he could come up with is, you might have the new year wrong. He's dead wrong. He needs a teacher, and is too proud to humble himself and learn again. Elder Lawyer, let's get the scripture to show the brothers and sisters out there what this man suffers from. Chapter and verse. Now, he can be taught, but in order for him to be taught, he'll have to forget everything he knows and come like a newborn baby and learn from someone younger than him. Or he can sit on his couch with a few people in his family and bounce around on their own Passover, whenever those days are, with no one in attendance, with zero in attendance. Right? And I pulled him in, Elder Lawyer. You probably don't know this. A brother uploaded a video of our people. He had a camera going throughout all of the vending and the teachings and all that to show brothers and sisters how glorious it was with the Most High's people in one place. And out of nowhere, obviously this man who just popped in, who's all up on our set, right? We don't know this guy. He pops in to try to put a damper in it, trying to say, well, y'all not doing it on the right day. I said, sir, call in. Okay? Because I can prove we're doing this on the right day. And I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it debating him. Because why? he's not qualified for a debate. Do some work first, sir. Elder Lawyer, chapter and verse. This is what this man suffers from. Chapter and verse, Elder Lawyer. Hold on, let me do it. Okay. Let me admit Bishop Amath. Hold on. Okay. Mr. Franklin. Hold on.
Yes, I'm learning now.
Mr. Franklin, you can keep it on mute. We have a few things to talk about. And a matter of fact, we're going to remove you, sir. All right. And we'll talk to you later. All right. All right. Bishop Amath, we're going to bring you in 1 moment. Elder Lawyer, let's show them what this man, Mr. Franklin, is suffering from. Chapter and verse.
Yes, sir. Hebrews 10:25.
Hebrews 10. And then I'm going to edify for all of you, including Mr. Franklin as a student. Okay? If he would like to become one. Hebrews 10, let's read it, and 25.
Yes, sir.
Let's read this first.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so the much more as ye see the day approaching.
Now, as we see the day approaching, we're supposed to what? Exhort one another. We should be celebrating brothers and sisters coming together who once thought they were Muslims, atheists, who had no understanding of the Sabbath, who had no understanding of Christ. Right? We should be exhorting we should be celebrating one another. But all he can see is what? He don't even understand. The only thing that he could see is himself. And that's why the Most High will have him to himself. And the reason why he's seen all these groups all over the place and couldn't join any to learn, he thinks he's above everyone else. And that's why he's alone. He thinks he's the personal qualifier who can look at IUIC and say, well, that's where they're wrong. Let me show you where GOCC is wrong. But yet it's only him next to his closet eating what? That's right. A leg of lamb with him and his family on the wrong day. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. What is this? That's why I asked him, what church are you a part of, sir? Show me the church of Peter where it was just him and his family. Okay. So what qualifies you to critique a work that the Most High have done in the earth, that have surpassed anything you have ever participated with in your life? Forsaking the assembling, this man is forsaking the assembling of God. Instead of getting under the assembling and celebrating the assembling, he strains at a gnat, yet swallow a camel. As the manner of some is, that means, folks, you're going to have some people on the outside observing, forsaking the assembling. He know the assembling is happening because he follow our church and try to comment every time we teach. We don't know this man. See? You got to watch people like this. And I called him out. You know why I called him out? These are the elders who have always forsook Israel. They do nothing and only tend to critique once the work is almost finished. but exhorting one another, and so much the more as what, Elder Lawyer?
As ye see the day approaching.
As you see the day approaching, you need to view and say and state to yourself, how do I get down with this? I've been forsaking the assembling. Is it possible that, and he never even thought about this, Elder, is it possible that your works are fruitless because you're wrong? And that's why it's only you with your family, but everyone else is wrong. And that's a sin. 26, read it.
Yes, sir. Verse 26. For if we willfully sin,
If we sin willfully,
after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
now what sin is it talking about, brothers and sisters, when it states sin willfully? Forsaking the assembly. It's so-called 2024. He just tried to figure out the times of Enoch in 2023. Wrong as a broke clock. Right? Only to come in and try to correct the teachers of Christ who has established a work in the earth. I need y'all to look at this. The Most High have given us this since 2013, and the Most High have had this clock right on point ever since we've been following it when it comes to the seasons. But I'm going to teach him if he's willing to learn. Okay? I brought you in, Mr. Jeremy, whatever your name is. From now on, the only thing you can do, sir, is learn. When it says, for if we sin willfully, what is the sin? Forsaking the assembling. You don't even have a church. You're not even a part of a church. What qualifies you to critique? So it says here, 27, but a certain fearful, looking for a judgment and a fiery indignation which shall devour the adversaries. Right? He's really an adversary. See? And in order to justify himself doing nothing, he justified that by claiming everyone else is wrong. That's the only way he can live with his own conscience. Because if we're right, then why isn't he doing it with us? So he have to say everyone is wrong to justify himself doing nothing on his couch while the Most High bring forth a nation right before his eyes. Right before his eyes. And I wanted to use him, brothers and sisters, as an example. Because if he had work, brothers and sisters, he wouldn't have time to try to tell us what time of year it is. He would be working. So what he received tonight was what? An admonishment. You're right. Elder Dell. And don't block the brother. Don't block him. Don't kick him out. Let him continue to watch while we continue to teach. Brother, sit there on your couch like you've been doing and watch the power of God through this church. Okay? Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
If you will, let's go back now and I'm going to show you what the brother is suffering from. The brother is suffering from being tossed all over the place. One of the cardinal mistakes people make is to go online and to begin to go into all these different doctrines of groups and think that you have the know-how and the knowledge to decipher from each group what's right. That's a cardinal mistake. That's a cardinal mistake, because what? You don't have the foundation to look through groups to know what's right. And what happens is you get tossed all over the place and angry. See? And this is why the Most High didn't, what? Through Christ, establish his doctrine through Pharisee, through scribe, through Essenes, or through any other group that were operating during that time. Christ established the work separate from all these groups and made a church with Peter as its foundation. And in order to get down, you had to leave Pharisee and be baptized. You had to leave Sadducee and be baptized to be a part of Christ's body. And folks, let me tell you, I don't even have to ask him, is he baptized? Because the answer to that is no too. Who baptized him? His wife? So this is what men like that suffer from. Elder Lawyer, let's get it real quick.
Yes, sir. Ephesians 4:14.
Let's get it. Ephesians 4:14, because I'm going to show this, that man and others that's on the sideline what they suffer from. Right? Let's read it. That we,
Ephesians 4:14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
that you be not tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. So that's a cardinal sin. Online, linking into every group, believing that you can actually establish a foundation in Christ. Folks, that's impossible. I would have respected the man more if he told me, listen, I'm strictly under Israeli Church of UPK or School of UPK. I'm strictly under IUIC. You know why? Because that would tell us here that he could commit to something. Humble himself under something to learn. See? Humble himself under something to learn. But he's all over the place. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine. Go on.
By the sleight of men.
By the what?
By the sleight of men.
By the sleight of men, because you think his problem is the fact that we're not following the new year on time. You think that's really his issue? I didn't want to waste my time with a long list of things he disagreed with, not knowing any of us. Carried about with every wind of doctrine. Oh yeah, I got a little bit of UPK sprinkled on me. I got a little bit of, I've been watching y'all GOCC. I got a little House of Israel over there. I got a little UPK with me. That's against the Bible. By the sleight of men and what?
And cunning craftiness.
See, cunning craftiness. Because they'll come in as if they only have one issue. But really, they're trying to siphon off some people to follow them. But you're not qualified to do it. Because in order to be qualified, you must humble yourself and find a teacher. And that's even if you're in your 60s. See? And cunning craftiness, read.
Whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
And this is why I wasn't going to give him any shine on this particular page. If you went to his page, he probably got his YouTube up for years with only probably about 1.5 view per video. So I wasn't going to allow him to use our teachings, the most I've done through this church, blood, sweat, and tears, to deceive the simple. See? Because that's what he want to do. He want to come in and throw in some confusion like he's confused. And I wanted to use him during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, brothers and sisters, as an example. That's why I pulled him in. And that's why I had the questions already, to show you how an unstable man seeks authority. Unstable as water. But yet he's going to come to us not realizing the earth wasn't talking about the 52 Sabbaths. Hold up. The earth wasn't talking about Enoch, the 52 Sabbaths, when the year come in equal parts day and night, until the gathering of Christ's church. That's right. In our current time, in our modern time, until the gathering of Christ's church presented it to the world in our modern times. No one now it wasn't even spoken about. Everyone was following the Sabbath, how the Jewish people are doing it, strictly using the moon. But guess what, Elder Lawyer? Check this out, Elder Lawyer. And this is why our people can't advance, Elder Lawyer. And I wanted to use this elder man as an example. The Jewish people deceived the Hebrews who began to follow Passovers according to their calendar. And you don't see none of these guys who have learned the times through us debating or trying to shoot down the Jewish Passover. They're coming to us, who the Most High used to reveal it. I need you to think about that. They're coming to us. They wouldn't know about a 364-day schedule through Enoch and Jubilees if this church didn't reveal it to the earth. Now, here it is. Again, I'm going to tell you again, sir, and I hope you're looking, Mr. Franklin, and that one day you will come with a humble apology and say, you know what? I just want to learn. Because you've been nitpicking all on our videos, and the brothers and sisters who are actually celebrating this week, right? Coming to their videos, coming to their page when we're celebrating something marvelous in the earth right now. At the same time, it's celebrated in the heavens. So I'm going to break it down simply for you, sir. When the Most High gave us this, 2013, equal parts, equal nights. Listen to me clearly. It came in precisely Friday sundown to Saturday sundown on all of the timekeeping mountains. Sinai, the Naval Conservatory, as well as Greenwich. That's right. The year ended Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Now, what happens is it aligned there in 2013. And what happens is it'll never align there all together like that from one year to the next. But you don't have to see it align after that. You just count 364. And that's right. The Sabbaths, the holy days are on a fixed time forever. So you don't have to look at the moon like you do strictly under the Jewish observance of years and holy days. Because the moon comes in 10 days too early every year. So once we had it aligned, we don't have to look at it from year to year. You may be looking at it and it's off for you because you wasn't there when we received it. And you don't know from what areas to actually get the observance. And then every 28 years, there's an adjustment. Okay? Every 28 years, there is an adjustment. Okay? So come to school, learn, okay? And we'll teach it. Elder Lawyer, when one ought to be teachers, let's get it. And folks, some brothers and sisters out there are asking, well, Elder, why do you give him a chance to explain what he found? You know why? I'm going to show you why right now. I'm going to show you why. That's why I posed the questions for him first. He don't have a foundation to debate this. Okay? Let me show you why. He have to bring some works to discuss something like this with me. He has none. Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it in Hebrews, when one ought to be teachers.
Hebrews 5 and 12.
Hebrews 5. One second. This is why I didn't debate it. Let me get it here. Hebrews 5, verse 12. Elder Lawyer, read it.
Yes, sir. Hebrews 5 and 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
Hold up. Stop right there. For the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again. He don't even know about the foundations of Christ being able to gather with the congregation. That's the simple stuff. And you're going to try to tell us about the times? He shouldn't even be in Enoch. He haven't learned the Bible yet. Okay? For the time you ought to be teachers, read.
Ye have need that one teach you again.
You have need that one teach you again. And that's impossible for a person who's tossed to and fro all over the place, listening to every doctrine out there. Which be what?
Which be the principles, which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
And that's why I didn't open a debate for him. Because I'm not above God. And the first principles of the oracles of God is that you come to learn from the beginning. See? See that? That's the first principles. And you don't have a foundation learning all over the place. One thing about you see those thousands of people that was in that room, they all have what? The same Lord, the same faith, the same baptism, the same doctrine. There's no confusion amongst us. Okay? And you notice he tried to wiggle out of that when I asked him, well, does your Sabbath change? Well, it depends on the first of the month. Oh, so what you're saying is your Sabbaths do change. Why aren't they saying that to the people? Because the people are going to look at them and say, brother, you got to go ahead with that, claiming that the Sabbath changes, because how are we going to keep Sabbath if it's not on a fixed time each week? See? This guy and his family, sometimes we having Sabbath on a Wednesday. How can you have a church like that? That's why he's not a part of one. For the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which what, Elder Lawyer?
Which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
That's what God expects first. It doesn't matter how old you are. We have men in this church, humble students who are older than him and are not scattered all over the place like that. And respect the fact that Most High have used young men to bring forth this work. Folks, Christ was in his 30s. And all the elder men was like, who's he? Whose child is he? What law school did he go through? And that's why Christ said, listen, you can't put new wine in old bottles lest it burst. I'm going to speak through the young, because these elder men have become hard-headed, stubborn, proud, and stagnant, and did nothing to move the nation. And only wait till the nation moves to critique. Which be the first principles of the oracles of God. Read.
Yes, sir. Which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk.
And though, check it out. And it says, and are become such as have need of milk. Read.
And not of strong meat.
And not of strong meat. That Jeremy, sir, you're not on the level to go into Enoch and teach anything. You don't even know the Bible. You don't even know you have to be baptized. You don't even know that you have to be a part of a work, Christ's body. It's not you and your family by themselves. If everyone chose to do that, then what of Christ's church? If everyone decided to do church at home, that's backward. Which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk, not of strong meat. How can you say you went to Enoch 2023 a year ago and tell us what time it is, when you should even be in Enoch? You need to just humble yourself and come learn the Bible under one group. And guess what? It don't have to be with us. Join another group, but let them be your teacher, because at least you'll have a foundation. You're not qualified to teach teachers. You are not a teacher, sir. 13.
For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
You can be in your 60s, but you're still a baby. Read.
14. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
And see, you have your senses exercised because the Most High gives us a work in Christ. Many people to counsel, to look over, to operate with, to grow not just in the word, but as a nation interacting one amongst another. This is how you get your skills exercised to be qualified in Christ's work. Not next to your closet, in the home by yourself, talking about what you and your family's doing. You're unqualified, sir. The only thing you're qualified to do is critique. So what we'll do is we'll continue our work. We'll continue our work, which is what you're seeing. Let me show you what that work is, sir. Let me show you what that work looks like. Right? Let me show you what it looks like real quick. Hold on. Let me show you what it looks like. Right? We'll do our work. This is our work right here in Christ. Many people came out of the world with no direction, and the Most High led them to this truth, right? So we'll do our work, right? We'll do our work. You're looking at our work. And we'll allow you to do your work. Critique us. And let's see which of us receive the reward from Christ. This is our work. And your work is to critique every other group, because why? They don't qualify for you? Sir, we don't know you. Bishop Amoth, you in the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalom, Elder. How you doing?
Shalom, Bishop Amoth.
Feeling good. Feeling good. How you feeling, Elder?
What a blessed Passover. And I said, if you want to come in, give us your insight. What a blessed week, young man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, listen, I just had, like Christ and the disciples have to do sometime. Sometimes you got to put a lashing out there.
Okay.
Because if I was his age, right, in the Bible, reading Torah and Tanakh in Christ, I could only celebrate a great work of young men that Christ have used to do such a thing in this earth. There's no way I can look at that and say, you know what? Let me find an area to hate on God's people coming together. But guess what, brother? It's the same thing when Christ and the disciples were on the scene. The Pharisees would come, and what did Moses say about this? Always with these whack questions from people who aren't doing nothing. You have to be in a work to understand what work is. See? So that I just needed, I brought him in for an example. And this is why I had these questions queued so that people cannot think that, okay, I'm trying to cut him off. No, I wanted you to see how unqualified he was to speak against a work that's in Christ. Floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All praises. Well, it's like I seen someone in the chat. They said, "What a great time for a distraction," because what happened this weekend was something just extraordinary. I do want to say that it was the most beautiful gathering of people all together in one spot. I mean, the love of the brothers and sisters, the respect of elders, the elders, with interacting with each other. Like, I've never experienced something like this in all my years in the church. And I've been to some good Passovers. I mean, I was there when you first came over in the States and did the Passover all the way up to now. And it's a full circle moment for me, seeing, even the brothers that I didn't get the honor to meet, like Brother Raphael and some of the other brothers. But notice one thing, it's the same spirit. Like, it didn't take long for all of us to mesh together. It didn't take long for us to agree with one another. And to see upwards of 3,500 people in agreement with the same spirit of Christ and really, really operating with one another in a spirit of love and humility. There was so much thank yous to, people were telling me, thank you. When you see the elder, thank you. Bishop, we thank you. And just to say from my perspective to even the members of the church, and I'm talking about every church, Philadelphia and all the churches worldwide, I just want to say humbly thank you for all the support that they give for the church, because they showed up and showed out. They look royal, they look regal, they acted the part, and they are the part. And to add on to the brother that was with the audio crew, that was a miraculous thing in itself, because I began to have a rapport with the brother and gained. His wife came to the feast. She wanted to come and experience, because she had asked me Thursday when we were setting up.
When you said the audio guy, these were people who were part of the audio crew for the venue. Some people we hired.
Yes, sir. Outside.
Yes,
sir.
All right. Go on.
Correct. So his wife, she actually pulled up a 12 tribes chart, and she said, "Is this me?" And I'm like, "Sister, you're spot on, and you're in the right place. The Most High ordained you to be here." So she was like, "It would be an honor if I could come and just witness what's about to happen within the church." And I was like, "Sister, you're more than welcome. You can have my seat." So she came to the feast. They got all the edification. And the day when we left, I met with him and his family just to give some encouraging words, because the brother cared about, he was even analyzing. He thought he made a few mistakes as far as the audio. And I told the brother, but I said, "Don't worry about it, brother. There'll be other opportunities." But it just shows how much he cared. He cared because he knew that this was the truth, and the people that he was in the room with were God's people. So the meeting that we had this Passover, going into unleavened bread, there was nothing like it that I've experienced so far to this date. And, shout out to all the administrators and like Deacon Shawan and Sister Shirley and all those that serve in their intricate parts to bring this thing together. And it's only going to get better and better. I look forward to the concert in June. But that's all I had to say, Elder. Bless you.
Thank you, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
And, but just you there, Martha and Bishop, isn't it wonderful when the Most High bring our people together in one space like that? Isn't it? It was epic.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Let me tell you, it's well beyond any gathering I could have expected. There's no way I knew what was about to happen would go down like it happened. It blew me away. And you know why?
Wow.
It's the hand of God. And even listen to the theme of the Passover. Like Christ, Israel has rose from the grave, has risen. This is prophetic. I'm going to tell you, the heavens are seeing this work and seeing these children. The heavens is watching just the evolution of Israel right before our eyes. We are living prophecies. Let me tell you, it was well beyond any gathering, anything that I've expected, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? There was no hatred, no negative spirits. Every church came into the spirit, understanding why we're here. And when the Bible says, put out the leaven, there was no leavening. Right? The leavening is what? Thoughts of wickedness, thoughts of hatred and variances against brothers or sisters. It says, put out the leaven, for we are unleavened in Christ. So that physical leaven is one thing, but the leaven of malice, wickedness, hatred, variances, folks, I ain't feel none of that. There was a peace and calm amongst these people. Let me tell you, absolutely outstanding. And I guess what? I've seen so many brothers and sisters who were children who have grown in this truth. I've seen young men grow into full-grown men, teachers, modest sisters, and all that. Let me tell you. Why do you think Amalek is out there through media, Bishop, pushing Sexy Red and all these others? Why do you think that? Because they don't want the world to know people like this amongst God's people exist. Why do you think? So what they're trying to do is saturate the airwaves, the media, with all of the negative imaging of our people. Folks, the devil don't like this because in so-called 2024, because this doesn't represent the image they're seeking to push on our people. They hate this. Look at the modest garments, the brothers. Look at this, royal garments. Look at this. Look at the sister's modesty, beauty. This is why the media under Satan, the synagogue of Satan, they hate this, because Bishop Ahmad, I'm gonna tell you this. Hence the reason members of the service capacity want to join the church. They didn't think anything like this was possible amongst our people in so-called 2024. They didn't think, they was like, what is this? It's like angels came down and it was before them. Look at this. Media isn't pushing people looking like this. Distinguished gentlemen who's respectful in Christ, who love their fellow man. Look at this. Not one fight broke out. Not one argument broke out. Before the Sabbath, brothers and sisters had all their talents on display. Here it is. We're purchasing gifts and all that to give other people from one another. Self-sustaining. Guess what? Not one dime in this room cycled outside of our people. That's an impossibility. The average money in our community, when we spend money out there, it cycles only 6 minutes for us compared to every other nation. And look at this. Not one dime cycled from the outside of us. Look at this. Look at her helping her mama put the headpiece on. See, they're not going to promote this on TV. They'll promote Sexy Red though. Look at the humbling spirits that grace the room. A higher on her earrings. Huh? The true name of God exalted throughout the earth through not just the brothers, but the daughters of Zion. Look at this. A higher. Look at this. Look at this prince. Huh? Look at this. Israelites and Gentiles in the room. Elated. They were all elated. And folks, it happens every city we do a Passover. It shocks those who are in service capacity. Like, what church is this? This ain't no TD Jakes thing. This is something different here. What is this? Where did y'all come from? Look at this. People, they're not stealing from their people. They're not out killing the people. They're not defrauding their own people. The world is a better place with these people who converged on North Carolina. The world is a better place with these people. Huh? And you talking about talent. And that's another reason the enemy's mad. That they cannot financially aggrandize themselves off of our talent like they used to. Hence the reason why if we sing a song or cover a song, they'll try to mute or copyright strike our videos. When there's many singers out there who are covering songs and doing their original covers of them and say it's a cover, but yet they don't strike their pages. They say, listen, don't let these guys get away with nothing. Even if they cover a song, strike their page. Look at this. I can understand, Elder Lawyer and Bishop Amoth, why there's so much, and I'm going to put this word out there, hateration. See? But you can just see the people. But you don't think of the work that leads to what we've witnessed last weekend. You can only see the end of it. And if you haven't been in this thing from the beginning, when there was only about 5 or 7 people, you cannot appreciate the power of the Almighty. You can't tell me this ain't the power of God. Man can't do this. Huh? The only thing man can do is step to the plate with the true doctrine of Christ and put in the work. And you know what? Christ will be glorified in it. And that is what we're witnessing here. Christ being glorified through his body, his people. Huh? I'll tell you. All right. Look at this. How can you look at this and find something wrong with it? Think about this. We have other nations who are trying to get down, who are not even a part of the church. And they like, how can I get a piece of this? No, it ain't like that. This is a church production. Okay? You can't get a piece of this. Okay? Just like when we have our truth tour. I mean, our truth concert in June. And I'm going to tell you, elders. Oh, let me put this down. This is why they're trying to cut Kanye West off from actually being able to do what? Throw concerts at their venues. Even though he'll pay for everything. Mm-hmm. Because now the Most High has awakened Jacob and saying, well, nah, you can't get a cut of Israel's blessed work anymore. You can't get a cut. Okay? You can't get a cut of it. And the enemy is mad because why? They cannot financially grandize themselves off of our people anymore. This is the church. Everything we do is within the body. What better way to show that we can be self-sufficient and operate as a nation than when we come together and network like that Friday before sundown and begin to interact with each other when it comes to the vending and all that. That money is only circulated amongst us. So, and we're showing an example of how it can be done. Now, what is the Most High preparing us for? If we can do this amongst ourselves. Well, Christ said what? That he comes to establish a government. Right? So now he's given us what? He's given us opportunity amongst ourselves to operate in exchange. Right? We had people with their own farms. They had what? Ahia's honey from their own bees. They came with honey. They came with all types of, I mean, you're talking about soaps. You name it. Herbal soaps out of this world. All clean and organic products. Well, guess what? Guess what? When we come amongst these people in the wilderness, we'll be clean. We'll be clean. We're talking about soaps. We're talking about body oils. I mean, we're talking about, you name it, people with their own farms. This is what a government being raised from the ashes looks like. It's not just going to church. Christ's church is a body. That body is the remnant that will be what? The nation Christ used for government. See, you can't get this in the room by yourself trying to wonder when it's Passover. Now there's more. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the band. Let me tell you, and the band brought it. Out of all the years, man, this band sound, man, it was absolutely immaculate. Mm-hmm. The sounds coming from this band. Look at this. So, of course, the enemy is going to hate. And I know people say, well, Elder, I mean, why'd you bring someone in that can put a damper on things? I did it intentionally, folks, because I want to show y'all what's out there. Who can hate after a celebration like this? That's why I brought him in. To show you what we've always been up against. Why our nation could not advance in the past. Waiting for guys like that who does nothing. Who can't participate in nothing. But can only come at the very end when a work has been established to critique it. And I wanted people to see this is what we're up against. This is what Christ was up against. There's no way I could find a way to hate on what I'm seeing here. Look at the prayers here. Elder Al came with prayers. When his brother began to pray, the heavens opened, man. Mm-hmm. Who can hate on this? Mm-hmm. We got the fringes. borders of blue, royal garments. Got Elder Lawyer up there all sharp. Look at that. Look at Elder Lawyer. Look at this. A young man that we found on the streets of North Philadelphia at the age of like 18. Looked like he had little pigtails all over his head. Knew nothing at all. And the Most High raised him into what? A serious teacher. Huh? How can you not give glory to such a God, the God of Israel? The other, see, here's another thing, Elder Lawyer. The Bible tell you that what? The Greek seeketh after wisdom, but Jacob seeketh a sign. See, we don't have to convince the other nations out there who see this that what they're witnessing is something beyond this world, because they got enough wisdom and knowledge to know what it takes to organize something. They can look at it and say, you know what? I don't need a sign from heaven. They can look at it, the other nations, and say, I don't need a sign from heaven to know that the Most High is doing something with this work here. They can see it. But not some of our people. Look at this. Look at our people. Stage 360 all the way around. Look at the young babies here. Look at the young babies who will grow with the truth, not having to fight through the lies the Gentiles have used to deceive our people. They don't got to fight through the lies we fought through. We had to fight through Islam, Catholic Church, prosperity movement, the conscious community. We had to fight through all that crap to find the truth. And look at our children. They will be raised as nation babies. Folks, the sister with a comic book, the Promised Seed Patriarch's comic book, showing Abraham and what he had to fend against. Moses and Christ in the same book for children. We had the spoken books for toddlers between the ages of 2 and 7, where they can open up the books and hit, for the 10 commandments, hit 1 and it'll give you the first commandments. And it'll quote it for the children. Hit 2, it'll give you the second commandment. Right? Hit 3, it give you the third commandment. A spoken child's book where children from 2 to 7 can learn the commandments. Think about that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Tell me the mom and dad didn't deck out this prince here. Huh? And folks, they've deceived us with Disney showing the Prince of Egypt being East Indian and Middle Eastern looking and all that. And how do you know that? Look what happens when our people put on those garments. That tells you in of itself that they can't be the people. They can't wear garments like this and get away with it and do what we do. Huh? Look at this. That's how you know that Prince of Egypt garbage showing East Indians and all that is a lie. They can't do it like this. Folks, let me tell you, the enemy is seething. Because these are the children who will correct the world. You can't be in school with this guy talking about, gender neutrality. He gonna set it straight. He gonna tell you what a man is right out. Right? Like, listen, I'm not playing with y'all foolishness up in here. Okay? Look at that. Look at that headpiece right there. Hurting the game. Huh? What you want? Huh? What you want? So I can understand why they hating. Right? All right, let's open up the calls real quick. 515-605-9327. Bishop, you have anything to say before you go, or you good?
Nah, Elder, I just want to say thank you to everybody again that attended, showing up and showing out and being royal. And, I just want to say personal thank you to you, Elder, and all the elders of the church for just hosting the event and having us to come out. And, even for me to have opportunity to host and, participate in the event. It's a responsibility. It's a blessing. And, it gets better every year. So I just want to say, man, what a blessed opportunity to be able to serve an event. And with that, Elder, I yield. Bless you.
Thank you, brother. You can let yourself out. We're going to open up the calls real quick. Elder Lawyer, hold on. I'll let you out. You let yourself out. Thank you. All right, let me open up the calls real quick. 515-605-9327. Elder Lawyer, hold tight. We have Elder Ramar. If you would like to say something, Ramar, you can come on in. All right, I see you there. Right? All right, hold on. Elder Lawyer, 1 second. I'm going to just pull in the call real quick.
Yes, sir.
1 second. I just added in 1 second. And yes, we're back with the Academy. We are back. Yes, we are back this coming Sunday. 1 second.
Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
1 second, and we'll pull in the calls starting with John, who has a comment. One moment. All right. Thank you. 515-605-9327. Let's open up the calls. We having a Passover recap. Let's go. 316 area code.
Shalom, Elder. Shalom, Elder Ricard.
Shalom. How are you?
Doing good. Just wanted to recap on the Passover experience. This was my wife and I's second year being able to make it in person.
Your
we
name?
had our baby girl there, 9 months old. My name's John. Sorry.
Okay, go on.
I had our 9-month-old daughter there with us for the first time. Last year she was in the womb, but it was a blessed time. Was able to get my sister and her 4 kids there for the first time this year, and it was just really a blessing. Last year in Cleveland, we was like, man, this is good. Like, there's no way it can get any better. This year in Charlotte, it went even higher. And my wife and I, we was saying last year how our first Passover in person felt like a family reunion. This year, it was a family reunion. All the people that we seen last year, we met, the new connections, just being able to network and to fellowship with new family members and all that. It was a blessing, truly was a blessing. And I said to my wife last year, I said, we had no business missing these Passovers. We ain't missing another one. So it was a good time. The enemy was fighting us getting there, He fought us even on our first flight when we had our layover in St. Louis. We got stuck in the air. We couldn't land because of the storms and tornadoes that was hitting the airport in St. Louis. But we was all praying. The ones from the body was praying. Most High parked this storm and let us get on this ground. We got to get to the Passover, and the Most High did that thing. So all praises to the Most High higher. And last thing I want to say, Elder, my 9-month-old daughter, I brought her up there when you called up all the kids. And when I got back to the hotel Saturday morning, I was just reviewing back through the live from Friday night. And I'm seeing my daughter, I'm seeing me standing there in the video, and I had a moment, the Most High, I started to thank him because here it is, I have this baby girl that, I was born and raised in the Christian church. Here I have this baby girl the opportunity to raise my daughter in something only her knowing only the truth. And I had to give the Most High the praise on that for sure. And that's what I wanted. I just wanted to recap the enjoyment we had for the Passover, second year in a row.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. And give me your name again.
John from Wichita, Kansas.
Well, thank you, brother, for all you do and your support. And it was a blessing to be in such a gathering with you this weekend. And I pray that the Most High keep you. And I thank the Most High that you and your family made it home safe. And
absolutely.
And tell the truth. We've been on a cloud since leaving that day. Tell you the truth. It's like we're still celebrating in the midst of the week.
Absolutely. I got home and I put my little video slideshow pictures together, and I probably watched it 5 times since I got done, waiting for somebody to come by the house so I can show them too.
Thank you, brother. Well, I hope to see you at the next Passover. Be the Most High's will, be it here or someplace else, right? Thank you, my brother.
Absolutely. All praises.
All right. Thank you. Oh, yeah, real quick, because what I wanted to do, not just with Jeremy, before I go to the next call, but for everyone else, let's make it simple, right? When it comes to calculating time. Only takes you a couple of seconds for this. Check this out. Right? Right? And hopefully, that brother can learn from this. We made it simple when it comes to time and calculating the time that the Most High gave Enoch and Moses, okay? In a nutshell, there's 354 days in a calendar year since time began in the beginning. It's not 365 point something, all of that's garbage. It's 364 days, period. That's how you calculate time according to the heavens. And guess what? The heavenly tables, which are the stars and constellations, fall into this annual timekeeping schedule from year to year. There's 13 weeks. Listen. You have what? You have 13 weeks per season. Whether it be spring, 13 weeks. That's how it's broken down. Summer, 13 weeks. Autumn, 13 weeks. Winter, 13 weeks. That's 52 weeks for a calendar year, period. When the Most High gave us the time in 2013, we also had a National Geographic editorial piece that broke down that the Catholic Church lied to the people concerning time on purpose, so that they can have what? So that they can have their spring solstice fall on a Sunday every year in celebration of the goddess a star for Easter. The goddess a star for Easter. So they did that intentionally. Right? When the Most High gave it to us, it was equal parts day and night on all of the mountains that was scheduled. Greenwich, Saudi Arabia, as well as the Naval Conservatory. Okay? So since he gave it to us where they all align, there's no need to adjust it every year. Now, when it says new moon here, it has nothing to do with the moon. This is new month, which means it's an intercalary day separating one season from the next. You have 4 of them. We had equal parts night and day right here, which ended what? Saturday sundown. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the last day of the week. It's also the last day of the year. So when you count 14 days from equal parts night and day, the 14th day in the first month is Passover. 14 days from winter. It's quite that simple. And that's why our Passover doesn't fall when the Jewish people do it, because they're doing it wrong. They're following the moon only when the moon followed the sun, which is a solar, what? A solar clock. You cannot have a clock that operates with only one hand. So they're going off using the moon alone. So 14 days from the winter, according to the time given to Moses and Enoch, is 14 days from the end of winter. Period. So you got 13 weeks, 30, 30, 30, 31. Then it goes to summer. 30, 30, 30, 31. Right? 91 days. 30, 30, 30, 31. 30, 30, 30, 31. 91 days. 91 days per season. 90 days, and then the new month, which they call the new moon, don't have nothing to do with the moon in the sky. It's a different Hebrew word. It separates the seasons and divide them into quarters. So now, which means it's impossible for that calendar we have to be wrong. It's impossible. It's impossible. Think about it. The last day of the year ends on a Sabbath. Every year. So how can the calendar be wrong? And the Sabbaths is from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, which means every high holy day fall on the same day every year. They don't switch. They had a fixed time every year. Doesn't matter the holy day. It's at the same time, same day of the week every year. Hope I cleared that up for you all. Now let's go down. So I cleared that up for Jeremy, who the brother who came in, who just recently started looking into this with no experience or time, no experience of what those scriptures are saying. So I made it simple for you. 13 weeks per season. Right? We've been keeping time. The Most High have given us this since 2013. We've exposed this truth and we've shown this to the world for those who want to learn it. And this is why our holy days fall different than Jewish people or Israelites, because they are following the wrong time. Okay? Sister Cora.
Shalom, Elder. Well,
Shalom.
First of all, I'd like to comment, as you were talking about calendars, I just like to point out that, I was looking at the calendar on my cell phone and computer and everything else, and they talk about the days they talk about. When you click on a certain day, it shows the days for Ramadan, Diwali, and every other crazy thing. It doesn't mention anything about, it said nothing about our Passover or our Purim or anything like that. We are completely ignored on all the calendars that they publish out there. So it's good that we do have our own calendar for that reason. So, but like I said, God's children are the children of the world. That's the way we're treated.
You're right.
On this. And right. And I'd also like to mention, you said that it was in 2013 was when you really got the real calendar, got the time together. And I'd like to mention, but how, what a coincidence. That's the same year I learned the truth. That was September of 2013. A friend of mine sent me an email. She sent me your video, the 12 Lost Tribes Found. I said, what a coincidence, the very same year.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, that's pretty much, I'll save my questions for later because I don't want to, I know y'all started late and I don't want, to go on. I'll save my questions I had for later. I just want to make that comment. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
So you didn't make it. You didn't make it to the Passover. Did you watch the Passover?
No, I hope to make it. I hope to make it next year, and I'll try to bring my granddaughter and my great granddaughter possibly.
Okay, great.
Hopefully, yeah. Okay, shalom.
Shalom. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right, we got the sax player in the house. Shalom.
Shalom, Elder.
How are you, sir? Y'all sound good this weekend. Y'all sound good.
Yeah, Torrance, he got us together. I think that they want nothing but copyrights. They're gonna try to figure out how to do that. What we did, because we didn't do the same thing. We put some added hot sauce in. They wasn't doing on their record.
Oh yeah,
with those punches and stuff. Torrance did a good job, and we worked hard for months on this music and stuff. To get that all together and have 17 different musicians on one accord is something else.
It sounded good. It sounded excellent. But go on.
When we did the first song, "Come Down Almighty," I felt the Holy Ghost drop down in that place. I just felt the presence. I said, "Wow, what's that?" And I was just looking at Mike Macchiala and laughing and stuff. He's talking about, "Oh man, Earth, Wind, and Fire across the street." I said, "Okay, now you ain't going over there because I know somebody in that band that's an acquaintance of mine that helped the band from Cleveland. And then they won a Grammy, and I helped them too." I said, "Don't go over there. They be trying to steal you and me. Just stay over here. They ain't got the pieces we got. Now stay over here."
Oh yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire were playing at the Omni Theater across the road from where we are. But I tell you, it was something else going on where we were. I tell you that.
Yeah, I know. But I would take a chance and bring a young buck over there with me.
It's all good.
Talking to Philip Bailey and them. Oh no, I ain't talking to them, man.
Man,
that's over with. I'm brother, with the church.
Y'all sound good, brother. Y'all sound good. And
we're gonna go ahead.
I know I'm gonna say it just was a grand gathering all together. It was such a blessing. What say you?
Yeah. I just wanted to give condolences to James. We had lunch together with Torrance and the two guitar players and Sister Cola with her husband. I got to hug him. I got to talk to him. When they did the thing, the Billboard Awards down there in Dallas, and Torrance let me come down there and play. Hey, I got to be with them and eat with them. They're beautiful people, man. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. All of them. Them people in Dallas are very special.
Yeah.
And Torrance is special. And I'll give a shout out to Sister Rebecca with the choir. She did an excellent job. And Sister Shirley also.
Yeah.
These people and Bishop of mine, I don't know, man. That guy, he's a knight in shining armor. Those clothes, man, he be wearing there at Bishop of mine. I'll be waiting to see what he's going to wear. Every Passover.
Hey, did you see REI and his brother? Look like they stepped out of
them two.
Like they stepped out of an episode of the Game of Thrones. They had fur coming down. I'm like, Israel, okay, no one do it like that, right? But thank you, brother.
But I just say one last thing. Before I came here, I was practicing and everything like that. I had to go to the hospital. I had cramps all over my body. I went to the doctor. They took my blood. They did X-ray my chest and my ribs, and they said, "Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you."
Good.
Get to the Passover, everything's okay. Elder Bishop Amar said everybody went through something, but we got there.
There it is.
So anyway, my wife, she drove all the way down there. I've only drove 2 hours. She drove 5 hours. But guess what? When we left, I drove all 7.5 hours. Wasn't nothing wrong with me.
Look at
so
that.
I know who that was.
Hey,
I know who that was.
I know who that was. It was the Holy Spirit. There's many people that came hurting and, and left pain free. Hey, I have a lot of testimonies like that. But thank you, brother. And
thank you. God bless you. And I see you in June.
My brother.
See you in June.
Let's do it. All right.
With James Brown.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Yep, we're going to have the first Gathering of Christ Church Truth Concert this coming June. We have someone, I think, on Skype, it sounds like here. Yes, hello?
Shalom, Elder. Shalom. How you doing? This is Officer Rice Shalom from Vegas.
How you doing, my brother?
Oh, I'm doing blessed, Elder. I'm doing blessed. Man. What a blessed
you got a lot of noise behind you there. Are you amongst people or?
Yeah, I got some visitors here at the house too. Let me just quiet them down 1 second.
Hey guys, I'm on live with the elders. Take it down a little bit, please. I'm on live with the elders. Just take it down a little bit. Thank you.
All right.
Tell everyone I said shalom, but go on.
Yes, I will.
Elder Ricard says shalom.
Yes, Elder. Man, all praise to the Most High. Yeah, just checking in from here on the West Coast. Just viewing the recordings because we were also at the Passover out here, and man, what a blessing!
Okay.
An honor to host it here in Las Vegas under leadership of Deacon Bakar Malakabad and the administration and the team out here did an awesome job. We had the congregations come in from Washington, from Arizona, the whole of California. We had people from all over coming in too. So it was a blessed gathering out here too also, Elder. Man, just watching the videos and the recap from on the East Coast, man, what a blessing, what a blessing, what a blessing.
Well, thank you, brother. It was the same spirit wherever the church, wherever God's people were, wherever Yeshua's people were, the same spirit in the anointing was in those buildings. I mean, he's bringing us together as this church come closer to that wilderness. He's making us a tight knit church, and I'm hearing testimonies from everywhere, even from the congregations on the outside of North Carolina, like the West Coast. I heard it was very nice there.
Yeah, Elder. Man, we had a blessed time out here. We had a blessed time. Over 500 people. I mean, it was a blessing. Truly a blessing.
Look at that.
We also have we have people down in South America, Guyana, where I'm from. They were tuned in watching the stream, but just congregating together.
Good.
And all praise to the Most High here soon. They're going to be getting in the water. So the Most High is working, waking up the people. I even had a mysterious call from a brother I went to school with over 20 years ago, high school.
Yeah.
Apparently he worked the venue that y'all were at in the Carolinas. And he knew I was a part of the church, so he called me out of the blue. We haven't spoken since high school, I would say.
Look at that.
He was asking me, was I coming down? Yeah. People are paying attention. That's one thing I've noticed. Elder, we post our things on social media. We tag each other. And, with friends and people from school, they see these things. And so he knew I was a part of the church. He had called me out of the blue to see if I was coming down there.
Okay.
And I was like, no, we're going to be out here on the West Coast. But he was there in the venue, and he got a chance to see. So I'm going to be touching bases with him to see how it impacted even him, something that you were sharing with our Bishop Ahmad also. So
all praise.
Just keeping up the work. Yes, all praise to the Most High. Double honors to you elders out there, the leadership, and we just got to keep grinding.
That's right.
Double honors.
Hey, brother.
And Deacon Balas is here visiting me. That's him in the background.
Tell Balas I said shalom. And I'll see you all soon enough, okay? Bless you.
God, Elder. All right, bless you.
Balas,
Shalom.
Shalom. All right, we have Kavan with a comment. Kavan.
Shalom, Elder. How are we doing today?
Shalom. How are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm blessed by the best, and his name is Ahaya. Talk to me.
That's right. So, I just wanted to call in because, man, from Passover to Passover, because I've grown up in this truth since I was a young kid. I'm still young. I'm just 17, but I've seen the growth, Elder, from Passover to Passover and from year to year. And it says that the Most High is really working with us, because it says back when during the time of Peter, when the apostles were trying to preach and the Pharisees were trying to hey, why are you guys doing here? What Gamaliel said, what? He said, if it's of the Most High, let it come to naught. But if this keeps growing, this is of the Most High. Because from year to year, like, I say like 11 years old, my dad, he brought me the Hebrew calendar. And I learned that thing. And I'm telling you, it's been on point ever since. It's always been consistent. There's no leap year. There's no extra day here. There's no this. Every year it keeps consistent. This is how I know this is the true calendar. And like at the age of 12, I joined my first Hebrew Bible Academy. And it's like, man.
I got to give you an applause for that. Go ahead, young man.
Yeah.
Since 12, this young man have joined the Hebrew Bible Academy. Go on.
And it's like I just seen them grow. I seen my friends, my kids, the peers, everyone growing up. And because I'm in the New York body, and it's like all the people all around me, like they give me my wisdom, they give me my understanding, they give me everything that makes me the man that I am today, or the young man, I should say.
Okay.
And it's all thanks to my dad, because he's the one that brought me into all of this. He's the one that pretty much taught me everything under the guidance of you, under the guidance of the elders. And I'm telling you, elder, it was a blessing this year to be at Passover 2024, man. It seemed the growth of the people, new faces, meeting new people, seeing old faces from different congregations. This is the walk that I want to walk in. This is the truth that I see myself enduring unto the end. Because why? Because the growth and everyone coming together as one nation, that wasn't something that was so more seen back in those days. The black men coming together as one. And now we're seeing that fulfilling in prophecy in Ezekiel 37, the dry bones. As you said during the Passover and the Saturday evening lesson, the dry bones is us. We are waking up. The children of Israel is coming back to the Most High. And that's all I really had to say, elder.
Young man, hey, you're gonna give this world some trouble. Do what you get. You've been in the academy since the age of 12, brother. Hey, the Most High will raise you to teach, raise you as a mighty teacher to bring many to the word, brother. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
All right, my brother.
Thank you so much.
My brother, let me place you on hold. And I want the older brother who is listening, Mr. Franklin, hear what the young man is saying, Mr. Franklin. 17 years old, been in the academy since 12, grounded in the word, and actually been following the times and all of that because he was willing to humble himself as a babe to come to the full knowledge that will qualify him as a teacher. That's how it's done. Thank you, my brother. Let me place you on hold. Right? Who we have next? We have Kayem has a comment. Kayem.
Oh, praise the higher elder.
How you doing, Captain?
Oh, praise. Yes, sir. Pretty good. Elder, shout out to Elder Aubrey. Y'all get well, Elder 300. We praying for you. From North Carolina body. Shout out to Elder Hannah and guys that we did miss you. And yeah, man. Elder, oh man. I wanted to start off, Elder. It started raining the first day, so I'm so glad that the body got a taste of what was brought to North Carolina. Elder, I had someone told me to bring my umbrellas. Elder, I was making sure that, if I had to get wet, I would have to make sure that, people get to their cars safe. Elder, man, the security was working with each other. We had umbrellas. And, and once it finally, the festivities, was getting going, the rain just cleared up. And, Elder, I always keep my radio, so I brought my radio. And I had the radio, so we was able to, I was able to play the radio downstairs amongst security, so we was able to hear and do communion very good. And Elder, I would like to say about your performance. Oh man, Elder, man, Elder, I gotta give it up to you, Elder, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
Oh man, Elder, sir. Oh my goodness, that was, and you was right when you said that people will be turned around if they leave. Oh my goodness, Elder, man. You're talking about
praise the Most
High gave us talent on top of talent, and sir, we thank you so much for your work, sir. You are so appreciated. All praise to the Most High, Elder. We thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. And no matter what, the love that's in this church, We love you so much, Elder, that we know that we have to give praises to the Most High by way of Yeshua, having the Holy Spirit, and we're going to make sure that we know, everybody know that our Elder, all praise to the Most High, is the best man to be able to give this truth out to our people. And I'm so glad that we are able to witness what we witnessed this week, Elder. It was nothing like this. And I went to my first Passover last year, but I was watching it previously. And thank the Elder Hana, he had a ticket left for me, and man, it was wonderful. And I'm gonna turn up, Elder. I'm gonna always show that energy. And I met Deacon Hazak, and I took a picture with Elder 300, and you know what I mean. And I'm definitely gonna see you next time if the Lord's will. And thank you so much, sir, because that performance was just amazing to see that the Most High said, you know what, now, sir, we know that you can make it in the industry, but you know what? I need you. You know what I mean? And you heard the calling, and you've done what was needed for the body. And all praises, Elder. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, brother. You know, I walked away from the music, but now I'm in crisis industry. I like that better. Thank you,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother. You know
Yes,
what?
sir.
Hey, a moth. That's a T-shirt. Crisis industry. Huh? Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow.
And what did we experience? What is it? How can this be quantified out of the Bible? One might ask. Well, we, according to the Bible, the prophets are a living prophecy. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter and the 1st verse reads, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and had no account of his labors." At the very end, we'll realize, hold up, these people have been using us. We're going to use our gifts for ourselves. And we're going to stand in boldness and say, well, nah, you will no longer use us like a battery only to be discarded. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. And listen what the Bible says, that what they'll think when they see it. When they see it, and that's what they seen with our people converging on North Carolina, Vegas, and different parts of the earth, in Jamaica, Canada, over there in the UK, Middle East. When they shall see it, they shall be troubled with fear, terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Folks, I think, Elder Lawyer, can you put that on mute?
I'm on mute. That's someone else.
That's someone else. Let me see. Is that Ramar? Hold on, let me see. It can't be anyone else. It's only you there. And hold on. Hey, Ramar, can you put that on mute? There it is. And it says right here, with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Folks, they had no idea the children of Israel would organically come together. Organically, right up under their noses. Like, guess what? You even have the apologetics and all that, right? They're all trying to chart how many people that are leaving the Christian church and are now our people claiming to be Israel, as if it's a problem. They're looking at it as if the Christians aren't doing a good enough job. Well, no, they don't need to focus on us because we're law keepers. Focus on the LGBTQ movements. Focus on those who follow a religion that puts down Christ, right? Leave us alone, okay? So they are amazed because there's nothing they can do about this. Like the Bible stated, when they shall see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. This is why they hate the awakening of our people, because why? It's a testimony. It's a testimony to them that they no longer, it's a testimony to the earth that the Jesuits have no more power over our people through your false satanic doctrines. That's why they're frustrated. No. Anytime our people come together for ourselves, they want to call it a cult. No. The world is a cult. The world is the cult the Most High have saved us from. Huh? Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him, and of such have made no account of his labors. They have never paid us for building their empire. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Christ bringing the payment. 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Why? Because they can't control us anymore. And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. It came through our people waking up, teaching the truth, gathering the lost tribes of Israel, as well as teaching the gospel to the Gentiles. That was the secret mix the whole time. So far beyond all that they look for. And now they're upset. They're going to try to do false flags and all that and blame it on Israelites. Watch. They're going to, that's their next move. Is to do a false flag and have it where someone is wearing a garment of a camp or something. Watch what I tell you. And they repented and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, that was he whom we had sometimes in derision. Boy, let me tell you, they felt so good when we were operating in ignorance, seeing them as the righteous, seeing them as the people. That's why they're always pulling up on our bumper trying to figure out what we're doing. Listen, mind your business. We good. So let me tell you, it pains the Gentile nations to see us self-sufficient operating without them. And they repenting and groaning and anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. Yeah, we used to be able to trigger them by calling them the N-word. You can't trigger us by calling us the N-word. Because we'll come back and tell you Acts the 13th chapter where it said the disciples were called niger. You just call it nigger. So what are you saying? The disciples were black? So you can't even use the trigger word against us no more without our people teaching you that we're the Israelites. Huh? They used to love being able to trigger us. Oh, you look like a monkey. Oh, I don't know. When you look at a monkey, they got those thin lips, and if you shave their hair, they don't look like us. So they can't even trigger us with their old proverbs, their old bywords, and the words they used to use to trigger us. Right? You look like a monkey. I don't know. Monkeys got little noses, thin lips, and when you shave their hair, I don't think that looks like us. All right. And then it says at the end of it, they're going to call themselves fools. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. They thought we was going to what? They thought that we were going to stay on the bottom, trodden down forever. They thought that we were going to, they thought that we were going to stay on the bottom. Woe is me as victims. We're like, no, we're no victims. Nah, we don't need your help. Okay. We don't want to hear the underprivileged line anymore. So that you can come in and just do what? Come in and destroy from the inside. We good. Then it says, we fools accounted his life madness. This is why the media is trying to push debauchery amongst our people, like Nas X, Sexy Red, when they represent only a small minority in our community. This is the devil throwing everything against the wall, hoping it will stick. What I seen last week at the Passover, that's the true image of God's people they fear. And then here's the thing I want to bring out. Then they're going to say, how is he numbered amongst the children of God? And how is his lot amongst the saints? The Pope lied to us and told us that the white people were saints, that Mother Teresa was a saint. Yeah, in order for them to lie to us, they had to lie to you. They made you believe that Christ was a white man. So you're going to look at it and you're going to look at that Bible again and say, you know what? These are God's people. Right up under your nose. Let me tell you, if they knew that this would be the outcome of our people having that Bible in these churches, they would have taken the Bible out a long time ago. The only reason they kept the Bible in play is because they made people believe that they were the chosen. As long as they can use it politically to be the authority, guess what? They love the Bible. See? And this is why I'm glad the Most High did this and had them believe that, yeah, we're the people. We're going to restore ourselves after the World War II back to Israel. They were playing this Bible character the whole time, only to find out at the very end that they are Edomites. An entirely different family outside of the chosen. Huh? Let me get the next call here. Barbara has a comment. Shalom, Barbara.
Shalom, Elder.
Oh, yeah.
I have watched.
I'll tell you right now,
all of your postings.
Sister, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm cooking right now, but let's go. Let's go now. You say?
Yes. From the time you arrived to the time you left, I have watched every video 3-4 times now. It's like being there. It made me feel like I was there. And all praises to the Most High. Next year, I'm trying to be there.
Oh.
It was awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. We welcome you. All praises be to the Most High.
All of those names that y'all call Aria and all, I got to see their faces. I got to see who some of those elders were that y'all talk about. And the honoring of the elders, y'all's dinner, it was wonderful. And
Thank
you got to do something for the wives.
No. We already said that next year we're going to have a scenario not just for the men, but for the women too, for the wives and all that. But we had to establish it in order first. But yeah, that's coming.
Because they were awesome too. They were awesome too.
There's no way we can do it without the help me. But we're going to give them the honor too.
I am so proud. I'm so proud to be part of the GOCC, and I'm so blessed to just have ran across you in 2020. I'm telling you, it changed my life from then to now. It's awesome.
All praises be to the Most High. I hope to see you next Passover, right?
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. I told your phone, the guy that answered the phone, I told him I was starting to save today. Okay. So I'll have my money to come. My husband and I will be there.
Thank you. We'll make room.
Awesome job. Awesome job.
I'm gonna tell you, we may need a place twice that size next year at the rate this church is growing. So we're almost at that 144,000.
It keeps growing.
Yeah,
we may have to build it.
Hey, we may have to get a big place somewhere by itself, and just put a big warehouse there, a convention center ourselves, right?
Yes, because it looks like it doubled. It was awesome.
Sister, listen, it's a shame because we had to cut. There was over 1,000 that couldn't come because of the capacity. First come, first served.
Oh my!
And that's not including Vegas and all that. We had to. There was over 1,000 that because of the capacity we couldn't do it. But they still gathered where they were, their house, and we made the production so engaging where they could still have their meals and participate. So I want everyone.
Well, I participated.
Yeah.
I participated just by watching it live.
Listen,
it was awesome.
Listen, we want everyone who could be there. So I pray that the Most High open something up where we can hold the venue, 6,000, 7,000, right, at once. We had over 3,500, and then 1,000 was on the wait, but we tried to use the other room where the food was, right, initially to say maybe we can put another 1,000 in there, but things was too late, based on tables, shortages of tables and all that, because I was like, listen, let's get the other room over there. We're serving food. Let's put tables there. But it was too late.
I think you had every table in North Carolina in there.
Yeah, we did. And you notice every time our holy day comes, they have a day on the same day as the day to try to take that power, like St. Patty's Day.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They can't touch us.
I'm not worried about it, but they have to always have a holiday in proximity because what? There's a gate that opens up between the invisible world and this world. Every holy day that's in the Bible. It's high spiritual resonation. Yeah.
The calendar puts us on course.
It puts us on course, and every time our days come, notice they got a holiday either a day before or after or on the same day to try to take that energy that's coming from the invisible into our plane. But thank you. I hope to see you next year. Shalom. And you notice, check it out. It's the Lord's holy day where even the angels are celebrating, and they got the whole earth drunk under St. Patty's. That's what the devil would do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Only the devil would do that. Thank you, sister. Right? We have Charlene with a comment.
Shalom, Elder.
Hi, Charlene.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. How are you?
Hi, yes. I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm blessed
Just glad
by the
to
best.
see you guys on. Yeah, so my comment is this. This is my 5th Passover, and it was the best ever of all the Passovers that I've been at. I actually spoke with you, and not only spoke with you, but I think I told you that I had only missed 2 academies since 2017. I took a picture with you. My grandchildren were there, too.
Yes, I
don't know if you remember.
Thank you. I remember you.
Yeah, because I know you took a lot. Right. So, I just have to say this, dealing with a brain tumor and surgery and all that since 2022.
Okay.
My focus has not been that good in my mobility and stuff, but I have to apologize for being out of order. And when I say that, I say, I cut in line. I did ask the sister that was from the Charlotte body, but then I wasn't aware of the people like behind her. And I just want to apologize for holding up the line because your security mentioned that to me. And to you and Elder Lawyer, I just want to say, and the saints, that I'm sorry about that. My focus and everything was really off. And
sister,
I was
no,
struggling.
sister,
no, it's not right because
no need
I'm one
for
of
an
the
apology.
senior saints.
No need for an
But
apology.
I'm one of the senior saints in the body, and I think
Yeah.
like this, we have to have order. And not only that, I didn't understand. I heard it all my life about out of the mouth of babes. And then when I actually came into the truth, I realized how important that was. And then to see you all up there, and I'm telling you, I am so happy at this time in my life. I'm 70 now, and just to know that, most I opened up my eyes to see the truth, and you guys are so humble. You're gracious. You're patient, and I want to, I actually say, I want to be like you guys when I grow up. I want to be, that saint that the Most High is going to, I'm trying to do the best I can, you know what I'm saying? And I know that when I feel like I was wrong, I need to say that. So I just wanted to let you know that, and just apologize to the saints that, stood there patiently waiting, and just happy for the truth, and I just thank you all.
Well, sister, the Bible
praise
tell
the
you.
Most High.
The Bible tell us that tells us also that we should honor our elders, especially those who are, rule well and like yourself and others. But let me tell you, apology accepted for those, but there's no people that was in that line who went back with any negative thoughts or feelings. Yeah, but it's good that you apologize for your conscience sake. So that's good. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm listening to you. I'm listening. My mother was up. She was around your age, a little older than you. And hey, through the mouth of babes, I'll never forget where at the end of my mother's life, I didn't know it was the end, but it was near the end. I'll see her again. And I'm sitting there with her, and she's looking at me. And she says, Junior, that's what they call me, Junior. Says, Junior, I always knew you was going to do something. I didn't know what you was going to do. But she says, I'm so proud that you chose to walk with that Bible. And my mother, I think about her all the time. And she says, this is something different. She says, I love you and keep on doing it, because I didn't know what you was going to do, but this is different. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, thank you, Mama, but do I have a choice? This is all I got. And it's to sacrifice for God's people. The world is over. And to be a part of helping build a nation within Christ's body in the end times is surreal. I just want to make it. Right? So, hey, I can relate to you because, hey, my mama would have probably cut the line too. Like my knees hurting. All these young people elbow me. I'm going to get up there. So listen, no harm, no foul. All is forgiven. All right.
Tawada. Bless you all.
All right. Bless you. All right.
Go on.
Blessings. This table going up and down. Come on now. Let's see who we have next. Shahana or Shawana. Oh, Shashawana.
Shalom, Elder.
Sashawana. Sashawana.
Shoshana.
Shoshana. I'm sorry, they got a W there. I'm sorry, but go on.
It's okay. Shalom, Elder. How are you?
I'm doing well. Floor is yours.
So I'm with the Orangeburg, South Carolina body.
Yeah.
And man, Elder, oh my goodness. This was my first Passover with my husband, and it was an experience that we will never forget, Elder.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. You can just feel the Holy Spirit throughout the entire place. Like, as soon as you walked in, the order, the people, everybody is just smiling from ear to ear. You just feel that walk through the entire place. It was just amazing. And it was just so beautiful seeing all the different tribes of Israel under one roof. And like, oh my goodness, the lesson, Elder, top tier.
All praises be to the Most High.
Beautiful. That lesson was beautiful, Elder. The performances, and it was just simply for people in such a peaceful light, And I did meet you, so I was excited about that, and seeing Elder Lawyer and all the elders and everybody. And the enemy did try to mess with my husband on getting up there. But, we were like, man, listen, we're not missing this Passover for nobody.
Good. I'm glad you made it.
So we drove back and forth every night, and we made it, and it was just so beautiful. But, Elder, one thing before I get off, your song, Bye Bye, Elder, when you did that hat trick, I was like, look at Elder.
Oh, no, I think I did Am I Wrong? It was Am I Wrong when I did that. I did but I don't.
No.
But
Elder, that song was beautiful.
Thank you.
And man, when you hit that high note at the end and you got to the wilderness, I was in tears. Like, man, he hit that high note like that.
All
But
praises.
Elder, it was beautiful. I appreciate the North Carolina body and South Carolina for coming together to get everything planned. And
Yeah.
like I said, the choir, the lesson, just seeing our people just looking like royalty, and everybody just, you know, you just felt a sense of calm. And I've been on a spiritual high ever since I left. I mean, seriously, like, you know, it's just so amazing to be a part of it. I'm never missing a Passover. It was just, oh, man, I appreciate you and all the elders and everybody for all that y'all do. I mean, it just shows how our people can come together and be united and stand together for the Most High. And I just appreciate all of you for everything that you do. And I yield with that, Elder. All praises.
Thank you, sister, and I hope to see you at the next one, if it be the Most High's will, okay? Thank you.
Most High will. And Shalom.
Shalom. Okay, we have Barbara with a comment. Only a few more. Yes.
I had my comment.
Yes, Barbara, you have a comment?
I had my comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Going down, only a few more. Kay has a comment. Kay.
Shalom, Shalom, Elder Rakar,
How you
Elder
doing?
Lawyer.
How you doing, Kay, from the
I'm
other
doing
side of
good.
the pond?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It was my first Passover that I made, actually in the flesh.
Oh, you went
And
you went to the
I was-
Passover in the UK.
Yeah, in Birmingham. I
Oh,
live in
yeah.
London. But
Oh.
we went to the Birmingham body, and man, it was so beautiful. The people were so beautiful. Everything was great. I was bouncing around like a little puppy. It was insane, and I'm still on that high. I
Look at
can't
that.
come down. But a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks before the Passover, I had a crisis, sickle cell crisis,
Okay.
and I was praying. I really was praying hard that I would be able to make it to the Passover. And the Sabbath before the Passover, the Most High took all the pain away and I was fine.
Look at that.
But the Wednesday before the Passover, the Wednesday morning, I had another crisis, sickle cell
Okay.
crisis. I started to pray again, really hard, that the Most High would allow me to go to the Passover.
Mm.
And I woke up Friday, and you know the pain was like bearable. And then on the Sabbath for the Passover, the same thing, the pain was bearable. I thought I'll just take a few painkillers and go. And I'm so happy I made it. I'm so happy I went. Then Elder Gocc, I met him for the first time, and he's a Benjamite like me.
Oh yeah.
So you know he big up all the Benjamin.
Oh yeah. Well,
Because
England.
we know how
England.
to shock out when we're ready.
Yeah, England is a majority Benjamin territory there. You know, but it's all good.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how to, how to throw a party and
Yeah, y'all know how to throw a celebration. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm glad y'all doing it on the righteous
Yep.
side, cause so Benjamin
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah. I'm happy for that too.
Benjamin
Man,
be cutting
believe
loose.
me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't even care that I didn't have any family or friends with me because, I met people that I've been speaking to for years on the Zoom
Look at
with
that.
the Birmingham bishops.
Praise the Most High.
Oh man, I met a woman from Switzerland. There were brothers from Ireland there. I was like, man, this is amazing. I've got to try my best and make the other two holy days
Yep.
this year. Maybe not the tabernacles, but definitely dedication. Yes, I'd like to also say Sawada to you, an elder lawyer, and all the other leadership around the world for your hard work and your dedication.
All praises
Because
be to the
without
Most
you
High.
guys,
All praises to the Most High.
I don't know. I don't know where I would be or what I'd be doing. I'd be still probably searching for a church to go to
Okay.
and to be with. Because man, before this truth, I was lost. Believe me. Me and my cousin, we were searching for a church, and she just somehow stumbled across the GOCC.
Okay.
I think that might have been in 2012. But it was in 2019 when I started to get serious and started to watch the broadcast like on a regular basis and to learn and to join the academy. And man, yes, I just like to say Tawada for all your hard work, and may the Most High bless you and all the leadership of the church.
Thank you, sister.
Tawada.
Thank you. Ayunda Bar. And hopefully we'll see you on one of these Passovers together, right? Shalom.
I hope so.
All right.
Shalom.
All right.
I hope so.
Yeah, I heard Benjamin, boy, they had the Passovers over there in England. You had Ireland. You had you had Ireland there. You had Switzerland there. The Netherlands. James has a testimony.
Shalom, Elder. Shalom.
Shalom. Let me get your testimony in before this thing cut out on you. Talk to me.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a quick one.
Yeah.
That Friday morning, I ushered for like 7 o'clock to 11:15.
Thank you.
And I want to say I'm with Carolinas, and I'm under Al Hannah.
Yeah.
Elder Al Hannah and Deacon Tubinall.
Yes.
They the best. They're the absolutely best.
Yes.
I love them.
Great men.
But my testimony is that Saturday, when
your phone breaking up every other word. I can barely hear you.
my daughter, she has eczema.
Okay.
And what it was, I had went out to the car. She was ashamed to come in. I was trying my best to get her to come in, and I knew the Most High was in the building. Because as soon as I went out to the car, it was an Edomite family. They was stunned how we was dressed. So the guy had came up to me. He had a wife, had 2 sons, and he came up to me. He was like, "What kind of event y'all having?" Because I guess it was a game event right across the street at the Passover. He was going to his car with his family, and he was so stunned how we was dressed. We was all in all white. People was going in the building, coming out the building, going to their car. So he was stunned with his family. He was like, "What kind of event that we having?" And I smiled at him, and I was like, "We having a Passover. We're having the Lord's Passover." And the wife looked at me like, "Wow!" Like she was stunned. The guy was stunned. It was amazing how they was so happy and was like so stunned. So it was like, but the thing was, I went out to my daughter. I spoke with her. She was still ashamed to come in, but because she's had, her eczema was flaring up for some reason. I guess the season. It was a family from Atlanta body, and I want to thank Sister Denise, and I want to thank Sister Renee, who introduced my wife to the family in Atlanta. They came outside. Oh my God! It was like the lady, I can't remember her name, but I guess she had vendored that Friday. It was a blessing from the Most High that she had gave my daughter the cream. Immediately, the cream worked like in 10 minutes. She prayed over it. The Most High came down, and right then and there, my daughter was healed. She came back. She came inside. She got dressed, and all praises to the Most High. She really enjoyed the Passover.
Now look at that.
It was
now,
wonderful.
I take it the cream was something that the body, the saints, the sisters, be making these little concoctions of herbs and all that. Is that what it was?
Yes, I think she was a nurse, but I wanted to thank her again. I got her product, and I'm definitely trying to reach her. It was KD Naturals.
KD.
It worked.
KD Naturals. Look at that.
It worked. I mean, her eczema right now, she's not scratching. She asked me last night, she was like, "Daddy, I got to get some more of this." is working like a charm. I was like, all praise.
All praises, my brother. Look at that. Look at how the saints work. A little prayer,
Oh, yeah.
natural remedies, and it was like it never happened. All praises. I'm hearing
Yes, sir.
believe it or not, I'm hearing a lot of testimonies of those who were sick or hurting or whatever, and they left the Passover hill, right? Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. All right, you have a good one.
Thank
good
you.
night.
All right.
Shalom.
Shalom. I'm almost out of time. We have who's that? Amaya? Amia?
Shalom. Yes, Imaya.
How you doing, Amaya?
Shalom, Elder.
Shalom.
I'm blessed. And yourself?
By the best, and his name is Ahia. What say you?
Yes, I just wanted to say this is my first Passover, and I am still on a spiritual high. It
Look at
was
that.
so awesome. Everything from the beginning to the end. I didn't even want to leave. I was probably there till midnight.
Look at that.
On the night because I didn't want to leave. But I definitely enjoyed it. I'm one of the ones that got baptized in September.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying that the Passover is something you do not want to miss. You need to be there.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that the Most High blessed me to be a part of that whole experience. It was beautiful. Just beautiful.
All praises. And you seen when Ephraim got on that stage with those drums? Man.
Yes, I loved it.
Woo!
I was like, that beat was on.
Oh, boy, they tore the house down with that. I'm like, whoa.
They did.
Yeah, I'm definitely
I wasn't
gonna.
expecting that, but all of a sudden they were doing it before they went to the stage, and then they got on the stage. They really did. I was like, wow, this is so awesome.
Yeah, we had representation from all the tribes, and Ephraim, they tore it down. I tell you, I'm like, boy,
they did.
What a phenomenon! Israel and Judah coming back under one stick, Christ, right? Amazing.
Right,
Sister,
right.
I'm so glad you were able to
I got your
experience
little performance I got your little performance at the back of the room when you were coming down the aisle. I got my camera out. I said you were in your own, like your own mode. It was really nice.
Thank you. What a good time. A holy time, but what a good time. And,
yes, sir.
We'll see you again soon, right?
That's correct. I'll be at the next one. I'm already planning it.
All right, sister. Bless
and
you.
Hopefully in June. Hopefully I'll be there in June as well for the concert.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to miss that. Yeah, that's going to be something different. But
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. All right. Bless you. There you go. We have Sunset. She's playing with me.
Shalom, Elder. How are you?
Is this Sunshine?
No, this is the sister y'all thought was Sunshine, but everybody keeps calling me Sunset.
So you flipped it. Your son, yeah, you got that laugh too. Talk to me, Sunset. What's happening?
I just wanted to say, all praise to the Most High for this Passover. This was actually my 7th Passover.
Look at that.
And my very first one was actually in North Carolina as well. It was the one in Raleigh.
Oh, okay.
And it's just been, as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate more like what the Passover means. Because I know, like when I was younger, it was just like, oh yeah, we're going out of town. But now that I'm older, I'm really starting to come into, I don't know how to explain it. Because after communion on Saturday afternoon, there was just like this high in the room, like a spiritual high in the room, and it's just I haven't been able to come down from that since.
Look at that.
And I think that's just the best part about Passover is just experiencing that communion with Christ and like really taking that moment to appreciate what it was that He did for us.
Yeah.
And everybody, I'm from the Cleveland congregation, so we was all in the back like, yeah, let's go. But it was a really beautiful experience, and everybody was coming over and talking to us like, yeah, we would have had it in Cleveland again, except y'all had all the snow.
Yeah. Oh, believe it or not, we came this close this close to having it in Cleveland again. But the Most High, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad it happened where it happened. The weather was just right. I mean, just everything. It's where the Most High wanted it to be. I'll tell you that.
God, it was perfect.
Yeah. And I'm hearing the same testimonies with the other Passovers. The one we had in Vegas for the West Coast, over in Canada, Toronto. You had hundreds there. You had about 500 to 600 over on the West Coast. We had thousands upon thousands where we were. I mean, you had the upward number, probably 1,000 or more, somewhere in that around the UK with all the body that's there. London. I mean, man, the Most High is, hey, we're inching quite close to that number. I'll tell you that. Before the Most High sealed these saints, right? Well, thank you, sister. And like you said, at first it was just a get together, a way to get away, and a mini vacation. But when you come of age, you start to realize the significance and importance of what that Passover meant, with Christ being our Passover. And yeah, so. And I wanted to actually magnify that with the lesson. And I believe that carried over to what was going on amongst the body when I was like, listen, we're here because of Christ, right? Right? So it was his sacrifice that has given us this opportunity to gather his body. Right? We're part of his body. So, yeah. And you see that young...
I was 15 at my first...
You was 15? Yeah. Remember when I had that...
I was 15. I'm 21.
Remember when we had that young little boy there? He had to be about 4 or 5 years old. And I said, what you want to do when you get older? He says, I want to do the work.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Boy, I see why they're trying to get rid of our people and have our women choose to get rid of these children before the Most High put his spirit on them. I can see why they're trying to do it, but hey, but guess what? They didn't get us. They didn't get Moses. They didn't get Abraham. They didn't get Christ. And the Most High didn't allow them to get us. And guess what? We're here. Blessings. The living.
Calling back Israel.
Yeah, that's right. Bless you, sister. I said he's calling back Israel. Ahayas gather in Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us at gunpoint. All right, last call for this evening. Sonia has a comment. To gather our wives and children, then sold us.
Shalom, Elder.
How you doing, Sonia? Hey, I tell you what, my voice is coming back. Man, I killed my voice this weekend, I tell you. But it was worth every let me tell you, it was worth every scratch on my throat. It was worth it. Talk to me. It was worth it.
I just want to say this was our first Passover.
Yeah?
But yes, it was our first Passover. I was baptized in 2018, and I started watching GOCC online in 2016.
Okay.
And my husband wants to be baptized. But we came to the Passover, and it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I love the sisters that I met. Everyone was so kind. It was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We walked in to Sabbath, Passover, and I just felt so light, and everyone was so pleasant and it was just wonderful. And then we walked actually into the room where, the tables were set up, and my husband looked at me. He said, "Do you feel that?" And I looked at him. I said, "Huh?" He said, "Do you feel that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." It was just light. It was kind of regal.
Yeah.
And it was very spiritual. And it was just wonderful. I just want to say Tawada. And we don't want to miss another one. We said that on the way home.
Well, sister, when we come together like that, the angels encamp round about us. The Bible. That's right.
Yeah.
The Bible. The angels camp round about us. So when you say you can feel it, hey, we weren't alone. We was one with the heavens. We were one with the heavens, celebrating while our high priest from on high, Christ, did the ceremony from heaven. So yes.
Yeah.
When I walked in the room, sister, I felt the same thing. You know what I felt? This is what family feels like. Everyone,
yes, absolutely.
Everyone in the room felt like they were actually related to me.
Yes, yes.
I
even
felt
the lady at our table.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the way I can quantify it. It's like even if I met a person for the first time, it's as if we were family the whole time. Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
That's how I can quantify it. That's the power of Christ. Because don't forget, when Christ sent his body in the earth, these are the spirits that were with him in the beginning. He's just gathering the spirits that were with him from the beginning. And he brings that to our remembrance. That's why we feel so comfortable with one another. We're family. We're family. One body. Yeshua is king.
The water. The water.
Well, thank you. Well, as the world come crumbling down, Israel rises. Thank you, sister. Well, that concludes our broadcast. Elder Lawyer, I'll see you. I'll call you tomorrow.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
That concludes our recap of the Passover. Hopefully, if there's no war this coming year, we'll have many more to come, be it here or in Zion. With that, I'm going to say shalom. May the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up. Sin not. We will soon see Israel. Shalom.
The east is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With a great escape, we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. So we be Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans. Our highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us. At gunpoint. Together our wives and children then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled in fear. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. A high gatherer. Asher in Colombia. Reuben from Australia. Issachar, the Mexicans. A highest gathering Israel. Judah, the Negroes. Benjamin, the West Indians. Levi, the Haitians. A highest gathering Israel.
Issachar. That's who we be. Yeah, come on.
The Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians. Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, Naphtali from the isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulun from Panama, Gad